Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. Just a moment while I get set up here. Alright, we're getting our speakers and co-hosts in place. Lambo589, accept a request. Hop up here. Alright. I think I'm about ready to go live on the live stream. So let me go ahead and post that up into the comments. 1 second. Alright, so I just shared that live stream link to the space. Go ahead and pin it up top so people know where we're at. So there's that. Let me go to the live cam over there. Alright, what's up everybody? This is episode 7, I think, of my little podcast series that we have together. If you're new to this, we are just having basically educational resource and just kind of, you know, chopping it up and seeing what's new. So let's see, let's get some more speakers up here. Alright, we got people filing in. Lambo, where'd you go? Oh, we might have had to leave and come back. See, we got Quantum down there. Hello, Quantum. Get up here and talk a little bit. Chip chop. Happy Saturday, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great day. Go ahead and move this over here. So shout out to everybody that's already came speakers and our hosts and stuff. Shout out to everybody listening today. We got a lot of people in the crowd early, so I'd love to see that. See, today's topics, we're going to be talking about cross-project AMM pools, how they affect each other, and impermanent loss. Thanks to everybody for sharing this stream, and we aren't going to be doing too many giveaways today. Oh, NFT yard sale says turn myself up a little bit. Let's see. See how I sound. If it's not good, okay, I think I just had the music too loud, so I think that's been rectified. Thanks for letting me know that. yard sale. It should be a little bit easier to hear me now that I cut that music down. And we got Lions and Tooth and Tokens coming up here on stage to join us. And if you just want to have a chill day on your Saturday, don't want to come up and speak, that's perfectly fine. We'll let this go for about 2.5 hours maybe. It's just a really nice day outside, so trying to take advantage of that. Sorry, just a moment. Gotta get set up on my phone so that way I know how I'm sounding and everything. You know, can't be coming up here bull crapping. Sorry, just a moment. Just gotta get set up. Okay, I think that's gonna work for now. I think that's okay. So I'm gonna stop wasting everybody's time today on this Saturday. Hope you are all having a great day. Got our speaker panel filling up here. We got 8589 Tooth and Token Lambo, X Apes and Lions. Obviously we got Opulence X as a co-host. And like I said, I was going to say at least, we're not going to be doing too many giveaways because we have a big space planned on Sunday where we're giving out a bunch of stuff. So I'll probably do like 3 or 4 giveaway bundles, and I think Mel's going to give away some tokens for Opulence. So always love to give those out. And let's see, anybody up on the speaker panel want to give themselves an introduction, say hey to the rest of the folks here? Doesn't seem like everybody's wanting to be chatty this morning, just me. And Lambo is saying he can't really hear me, but I sound fine. I'm sorry, NFT yard sale. Saying they can't really hear me too good. I'm not sure if he means on the space or I think that might be the video, but it sounds fine on my end. So if anybody of y'all can give me some more feedback on that, that'd be great.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Hey, how's it going, man? I can hear you as well.
Okay, I thought so. I think maybe just might be something on his end for the broadcast. But yeah, appreciate you speaking up. And hey, what's up, 589? How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm wondering though, you said it was Saturday a couple times. What part of the world are you in?
Oh, I guess I'm not living in the right part of the world because it's Thursday. Wow, what am I talking about? I'm already living. I just got a lot of things happening, a bunch of big things happening this week. I just kind of getting forward ahead of myself. But I wish it was Saturday. That'd be great.
Yeah, you're even skipping Friday.
That's
Going
crazy.
Straight to the weekend. I like it. I
Yeah.
like it.
So this is my light work week. I only work 24 hours this week. Actually, no. I'm actually on my heavy work week, so I work 64 hours this week. I don't know where I'm at. I'm just here for now. Sorry to confuse everybody, but happy Thursday.
Yeah, happy Thursday to you. Yeah, I just wanted to jump on real quick. I'm not going to be able to speak up much. I've got 2 little ones, and I've got one that's about to get up from a nap. So I just wanted to jump on and say hi. My name's Corey from 589. Yeah, interested to hear this conversation. Excited to hear what you guys have to say about it.
Yeah, we've touched a little bit about this, like just me and Mel on a private phone call, but she'll be able to come in and kind of give us the dirty details we need. And what's up, Lambo? I see you got your mic unmuted.
Yeah, I was gonna say, me and Corey kind of set up some pools real early on in our project, with a few other projects, and we've had a few that just, kind of went dead, in those AMM pools, right? And then we also had projects that went up with the market, right? So did the opposite. So we kind of experienced what those different AMM pools of liquidity did over time, from the ones that didn't perform to the ones that did perform, right?
Mm. Yeah, absolutely. And she was explaining some weird liquidity things that happens with arbitrage type things once you get involved in a bunch of different pools. So I'll be looking forward to what she's got to say about that, honestly. I think she just woke up. Mel did like 22 minutes ago. So I'll give her a little bit of time to get settled and get in here. I'm not going to be too mad at her yet. I know it's 6 hours behind me there, so it's early morning. And I see she's joined as a listener, so let's see. we can get her up on stage here. I'm gonna drink a little bit of water real quick.
I really think it matters on how much is also swapped between the two tokens, right? So let's just say we do a swap between, say, 589 and LAX or 666, for example, and say it's just like 3, 4, 5 or XRP, right? Well, that swap will take place within that AMM pool between those two tokens, right? And it won't even really very, very minuscule touch the XRP pool on either one of the tokens because the liquidity between the 666 and 589 is so high that most of it will be absorbed there. And if there's a big price difference, then it'll affect the XRP pool, but only then, right? If it's a huge difference, but then that difference is made up with tokens, doesn't necessarily have to be XRP, right? So if I'm a large token holder in both of them, right, I could go in there and fix that imbalance with the token and not XRP and avoid any XRP being touched from either one of the token pools, right? So it just, the larger the pool between the two tokens, the swap will usually take place within there, depending on the liquidity amount. But it can get tricky if your pool between two tokens is higher than the XRP pool between a token, right? So if it surpasses the liquidity of the XRP pool on another token, then it will take dominance and the price will actually start matching the other token. So yeah, that's interesting.
Absolutely, and from what I can understand, you said you and 589 token have like been a big pool or so recently or way back in the day.
No, well, I mean, yeah, and a 589 has multiple pools with multiple tokens. If you go look on
Right.
XRP market, you can see, and you can kind of see how it goes up and down. With 589 goes up in price, and then it'll affect the token ratio. If you have stuff in that AMM pool, other people can put in those pools. It doesn't have to just be the devs, right? So, it just there is impermanent loss, say for the tokens that go dead or say that go down with the market. Um, you will see, it affect the volume on your daily volume. You'll see it go up when they have a big down, decrease in price, and you can pull out of that AMM pool and decrease the liquidity there. And that's what a lot of people are doing. If they see a project go dead, they pull out, you know, try to prevent any kind of impermanent loss. Um, but yeah, you definitely have to know what you're doing before, just setting up a bunch of different pools, making pools with a few large projects. And I think that's been pretty beneficial. What would you say, Corey, if you're still on the line?
Yeah, so I'd say the way that we're doing it with the spider web with Snowman and Lucifer from 666 is we monitor things very close. I say we, but it's really Snowman. So he monitors things very closely, and we try to, we do a couple best practices. One of them being where we swap tokens with each other. So instead of just one person buying the other person's token and depositing equal amounts of your own and somebody else's, we actually swap tokens, and we don't make any moves without talking to everybody in the group, right? So we try to withdraw liquidity at certain times and add liquidity at certain times to try to stabilize prices or allow it for, just like you would in the XRP liquidity pool, right? So if the token goes up a bunch, adding more liquidity as it's going up, opposed to taking liquidity out to try to stabilize the price a little bit higher. We've also worked with the RLUSD pools, kind of the same thing, right? So, to help stabilize the price and get your asset to where it's not 100% pegged to XRP, basically. So yeah, we've been messing around with things for, man, it's been a few months now, at least 4 or 5, and we have had some, I did have some pools with some projects that did not work out well. We ended up, you know, um, pulling out of those pools again. It was with other projects that we both contributed equal amounts and swapped tokens. So we just withdrew those tokens and sent them back to the other person. So I think there are some good practices you can put in place. And then there's obviously a lot of ways that there's a lot of bad practices that you can do with these token pools. So trying to get it to benefit everybody as a project owner is key. Um, yeah, that's kind of my 2 cents on it.
Yeah, and it seems like there's no real way to always guesstimate how it's going to work until you have tried the different ways to affect the liquidity pool. So yeah, they can be good and bad as far as what exactly you do in the liquidity pool. So Mel, are you up and awake this time or
Yes, 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 yes. I'm fully awake. Good morning. Sorry.
no, you're fine. You just
Sorry,
woke up
JP.
like 30 minutes ago, so I'm surprised you're already so spunky.
Well, I woke up early, I woke up earlier like 6 o'clock, but I only went to bed about 3:30.
That's
So
too much. You
yeah,
need more
I
sleep.
know. And and I went to bed. I was like, okay, I'm still sleepy, so I went back to sleep. Anyway, yeah. Uh Sorry for the opening. So how was it the opening? Did you already explain what is the impermanent laws and all the stuff for the other people that doesn't know yet?
We haven't really spoke about that yet. We just kind of brought up the points about the liquidity pools and stuff so far.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, yeah, I asked Lambo X Apes Brian to go up here because he
Hmm.
also like us, he also very he took some time to dive into the AMM pool and different risks and asset management, the risk that could happen between um, the arbitrage bot and the auction mechanism, because there are core features that's related with the core features when it comes to let me put it this way. What is impermanent loss, right? The impermanent loss is the price difference between paired not difference, sorry, divergence between pair tokens that causes LP positions value to decrease compared to simply holding tokens. So it occurs when one token appreciates or depreciates significantly, related, of course, related with those pair. Um, so impermanent loss become permanent when you withdraw that position from the pool. So this could possibly happen. Well, not possibly. It is happen due to the higher volatility difference between tokens. So that's kind of like the general summary what impermanent loss is all about. So now, as we talk about the cross token pair, um, the price of course different, that not native to the currency, not native to the XRP, right? Because on the XRPL the native tokens is XRP, we all know this. um, so any XRPL issue token pair with XRP or even trade against XRP on the DEX, on the XRPL DEX, regardless you have cross token pair, for example 589 Lambo X Apes or 589 Opulence or Lambo X Apes Opulence. Anything that you see it on the DEX, it's only what trade against XRP. So even if 589, for example, creating pool with 666 and they do swap trade, the one that's showing there, it will not showing as 589 666, but the transactions will show as the trade against XRP. It's always that way. So the impermanent loss. So there is core features that we have, the arbitrage bot, right? So let's address one by one. What is arbitrage bot in the XRPL AMM, and well, maybe how the arbitrage work. So the way how arbitrage bot work.
Hold on, Mel. Before you get into arbitrage bots, I want to back up just a little bit.
Okay. Oh, there you go. Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
There
I want to go back into like impermanent loss and the definition of what impermanent loss actually like really is.
All right.
So I know, guys, we have discussed getting into liquidity pools, and that's how you support the base structure of the project, and liquidity pool management of how it's very important for project growth and project structure. But there's also something else that you need to consider whenever you're entering into a liquidity pool. And since most of the liquidity pools throughout the XRPL are connected from native token to XRP, they fluctuate. It's not like being pegged to USDT or a stable coin. So they're going to fluctuate up and down both ways. XRP can go up, XRP can go down. Your native token can go up, your native token can go down. And this amplifies the risk for impermanent loss. So when we speak about impermanent loss, that only happens when you exit the liquidity pool. If you stay inside the liquidity pool for 6 months, 10 months, a year, you can generate enough fees to offset that that impermanent loss over time. So when you enter into a liquidity pool, that is considered a long-term investment. That is investing heavily into the project. And the ways that you make money inside that liquidity pool is through the trading fees. So if those fees stack up over time, that can literally offset the amount of impermanent loss that you would suffer if one of those token values were to go down. I just wanted to throw that out there. I wanted to clarify what impermanent loss actually means. Impermanent loss only happens when you exit the liquidity pool.
Correct. That's what it's. That's what I say. Permanent loss is impermanent
So
loss.
let's keep moving on just a little bit further past
Tyler.
impermanent loss.
Tyler, can
We're
you
going to
hear
talk
Mel by
about
chance?
connecting liquidity
I
pools
think he might be all in one.
from native token to native token. So that can even amplify your risk even more. We'll consider XRP to be semi-stable, semi. But if you're going to connect your liquidity pool of your native token to another native token that is not necessarily stable, like it fluctuates up and down like crazy, your market caps just don't coexist together. There's not enough swaps going on with that liquidity pool in between those two native tokens to actually kind of make it worth it. So what happens is that pool becomes imbalanced. That means, there's more of one token than there is the other. And that's where arbitrage trading bots come in. They realize that, they see it, and they're going to pinch those pennies off the top time and time again. It might be every minute, it might be every 30 minutes, it might be every hour, 5 hours, it might be every day. But they're going to get it. And that's what we're trying to get into, is the risks of actually entering these liquidity pools, because it's not all golden sunshine, roses, and smell good flowers. It's not. You got to understand that there are risks involved in every aspect of trading. So we really want to focus on educating the people on what smart trading is, what signs to look for.
Hey, just curious real quick, Tyler from Lions, can you hear me right now, or can you not hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I think maybe Tyler can't hear us. Um, so yeah. Anyways, yeah, he went on a little bit about the impermanent loss. Is there anything else you want to drive on that point, Mel?
Well, yeah, I want to second what Tyler just explained, support what he was just saying just now, that impermanent loss is become permanent if you withdraw those positions from the pool. So what that means is like this. Let me explain that in example. So if I put position, if I pair opulence with 589, for example, and there is a high volatilities on 589 price, um, that causing imbalance to my positions on the that causing imbalance on that 589 opulence price, and the between those two pair, and if the number is significant, it will also impacting to my opulence XRP, because the pathfinding will go find the best rate, right, when it comes to trade or anything, which is that's one of the best and smarter features on the XRPL that I like it when it comes to trade, which is that pathfinding. um, so what happened is, if I started to notice that is like crazy volatility and I already occur permanent losses there, what happened is, if I withdraw that positions, because I feel like I was panicking and I feel like, oh, let me secure this, right, and let me secure my positions because I afraid losing anything, and I withdraw that positions, and that's actually wrong. Because if you already in that impermanent loss, I mean already a loss, when you withdrew that positions, you basically in total loss. That's why it's called impermanent loss. That's why the loss has become permanent, because you decided to withdraw that from the pool. So on the XRPL, the good news though, when it comes to the AMM, it always two token, correct? It always consists of the two pair, one token to the other. Either it is that against XRP or RAUSD, or one token to the other token. So the good side of it is, you actually never really lost, because you have that token. So um, it's just that imbalance between your initial deposit, when you initially deposit to those pair, and then with the current positions, you might, it's imbalance, it's not the same, but you can wait until you offset those until the volatility back again to its stage, that the price of the token is recover. Then because when you're in the liquidity pool, those all those positioning is automatic. You don't even have to do anything, because there is arbitrage bot, there is a 24-hour auction mechanism bot that will do that automatically for you, in regards to how the volatility algorithm works, or the within those pair, the pool, between those token pairs. But it become loss when you panic and you withdraw those positions, knowing that you are at loss, and you insist to withdraw that positions from the pool, and that's what make it is a permanent loss. And this is why, talking about the good practices, communications, if Corey brought this up just now with snowman with the spider web. I also know how snowman work in this part, because oftentimes we will communicate, on the DMs about that, because he's watching it like hawk. Uh, 589 666 Lucy, Freedom Phoenix, X Joy, and I think that's it. Yeah. So what happened is, communication is very important within the project. If there are certain amount of value being initial deposit to the AMM pool, I think Mike Love also brought this up on one of the space the other day that I had with him, talk about that. So, because let's be honest, we want deeper liquidity. That's very important. But in the same time, before we do it, we need to understand how to do it properly. Not like when you panicking and you see the loss because there is imbalance due to the volatility in one asset price, and then you suddenly just pull your positions and single-sided those your token, that's just to you think you secure your positions, but you actually just impacting the other tokens to embrace the loss is much bigger, that causing their price tanking or price go down really significantly. And one pool is that experience that, and the other pool automatically, this is like a ripple effect, especially when you have multiple, more than 10 pair pools on your AMM with significant amount of value of token. So yeah, expect those wave is ripple effect is impacting to the other as well, and that's what we don't want.
Can
Tyler,
we
are you
can
still
we
okay?
run a scenario?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say for example, I have a token pair with. I'm gonna make Opulence a bad guy. This is gonna be fun. All right. Let's say Opulence has a token pair with me. Okay. Opulence has created it. Opulence owns basically the liquidity pool. Opulence set it up. I didn't have anything to do with it. They just asked kind of my permission. I didn't supply a token. I didn't do anything like that. They just kind of bought it up themselves. All right. They bought up my token. They bought up the other token as well. And they created this liquidity pool between both of us. And then one day, let's say both tokens go down. Opulence is struggling. Opulence needs to find capital to invest in something else that might help them down the road. I don't know. And the best way for them, or the easiest way for them, is to exit the liquidity pool that they created with me. So if they were to single side out of the liquidity pool, all in native Opulence token, what would happen to mine?
Your price is gonna tank bad.
Yep.
Are you there?
Yeah, he
Uh-oh.
said he could hear earlier, but I think he might
There you
still be
go.
having issues. I know he's getting a little frustrated because every time he hops on his face, like he just keeps rugging. So
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
yeah, then it's just like a little bit of a lag type of scenario going on. That makes sense though, right? Oh, he dropped down
Yeah,
to a listener.
he dropped out. Yeah.
I don't know why he keeps having issues with his faces, but oh well.
I guess Wi-Fi
Yeah,
quality,
I
because
think
sometimes that's what happened in every time I travel to Southeast Asia. That's always been my problem, with Wi-Fi connection. The quality of the Wi-Fi is not really too good.
gotcha. And he just requested to come back up again, so hopefully he can hear us and stuff in time.
Okay.
Tyler, you're back on the
So
stage.
there you go.
So, to continue what my spiel was, uh,
Okay, go ahead.
what would happen to my token if you were to single side out all Opulence from the liquidity pool created between us both?
Of course, it will be the price. Your price will be tanking.
And what would happen to your price?
I will secure my positions at least. Sound familiar? Corey,
Yeah.
sounds familiar? Mike?
All right, okay. So let's go on to another scenario. Let's say that you were to double side out.
If I double side out, then it means it will occur those impermanent loss, because again, impermanent loss is become permanent when you withdraw those positions. So basically, both tokens at loss. That's basically what it is.
Well, if that's okay, so if the value of the two tokens are up to the XRP price in value, that pool will grow. It will be higher than it was before because both the tokens to XRP have went up. Now, I recently made it a pool with Expector, and at the point of time that we created the pool, our price was trading about the same to XRP. Expector has gone down in price a little bit to XRP when the LAX has stayed up in price, right? So what has happened in that pool is less LXA, more Expector in that pool has occurred, right? And that could have caused some difference in the big pool of liquidity between XRP if it was significant enough, right, in price, right, in price difference, I should say, and if the liquidity pool was really big in between. Yeah, the larger it is, the more that the price difference affects how much is being traded between the two pairs. So smaller pools won't be affected as much by pennies versus big pools in the thousands of dollars will be affected by dollars. And then tens of thousands of dollars will be affected by even more dollars. So a lot of devs is what I noticed that are making the pools between each other, and usually they trust each other, and like they communicate, and they're doing it because they have a lot of tokens and they're wanting to circulate those tokens, and they want them to trade upon those other tokens that the other dev has, right? And they're making these pools with the other dev, and they're both putting skin in the game. They're matching each other. Look, if you're going to put $200 in of your token, I'll put $200 on my token, so we both have skin in the game. So that also helps, right? um so yeah, it's all a game, and we did a lot of testing with a lot of different projects, even from making bigger pools into smaller pools. But I noticed like a lot of people won't pair with Kazaa, for example, because the price to XRP will have a big influx up, Kazaa won't move. And what happens there is, it'll trade off of the Kazaa and it'll pull from the XRP, right? Because the price is going up to XRP to the dollar and Kazaa is not. And then, well, let's just say, for example, if you just remove the XRP pool and you just made your token with Kazaa, your price would actually match Kazaa 1-to-1 if you made the pool even, right? If you made your token 1-to-1 to Kazaa, it would actually match that price and take dominance over that price. Same thing happens to any other token that you make an AMM pool with. The bigger the percentage of the overall pool to the XRP pool. For example, 100 XRP in the XRP pool, then you have another pool with another token that's 20%. Say it's RLUSD, which is not a bad one, right? You want it to stay more stable to the dollar. Well, that RLUSD pool, when the price difference in XRP goes up and down, will be affected by 20% of the 100% if it's 20% of the overall total value of liquidity. So that's happening between multiple pairs as the price difference is happening. Um, it can be a good thing and a bad thing. Like I said, be selective on who you're doing it with. Watch those, like you have to watch it. But I do notice it's a lot of projects doing it, making these pools together.
Yeah, I have to agree with. I have to agree
I
with
just
you.
want to jump.
Go ahead.
I
Go
just
ahead.
want to jump in real quick. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes, Corey, loud and clear.
Yeah. So, I don't know that it makes too much sense for anybody but project leaders to be doing it. For the side pools, token to token. I mean, community members of projects that want to put into the XRP liquidity pool, absolutely. But as far as the side pools go, I really don't know what the advantage would be for a community member of either token to want to be a large contributor in a side pool.
Exactly.
Maybe there is, and I'm missing something, but that kind of seems like something that developers of tokens only would be interested in doing.
And that's because they may want to make the trade between those two token pairs be more frictionless, right? And that's why they would do it. They want to trade those token pairs with each other and make them easily tradable with
Yeah, if
less
that is
liquid.
a demand, right? If that is a demand. So the way I look at it is this way. if there is a demand or the reason why there will be a trade, I mean, the demand for both pairs to be tradable in one pair, because again, like what I said, right? Any pair tokens, regardless, two tokens that beyond XRP against XRP, still during the trade transactions, it will showing as XRP transactions. It still goes toward the XRP pool, regardless. You have well, honestly, it will help if there is a trade against just those two pairs. That's maybe the best way to say it. Yes, Cookie, I see your hands up. You want to add to what I just said?
I was going to add a little bit just before, as far as I'm going to let you finish. Yeah, the previous comment about them not being any real value to anyone but the projects themselves, like the devs. I don't even see the real value to the devs beyond thinning of your tokens liquidity across the board. Like if you want to supply shock your token, there's an argument for it maybe, but it can cause irreparable damage to paired assets as well. Like if I spread my liquidity across other projects and suddenly then I cause a run on one of the partner projects, it could kill the XRP, because XRP has to come from somewhere. It doesn't just manifest out of thin air. And I think that's what a lot of the people that are sort of wax lyrical about having deep liquidity as a result of paired assets with other tokens are missing, is they're creating arbitrage opportunities. The arbitrage bots are kicking in and they're extracting XRP from somewhere in the ecosystem. More often than not, that's one of the paired assets that they've chosen to pair with. It's reasonably good for hiding dev supply as well. If you really want to sort of put a bit of a dampener on it, people quite easily can spread their exposure through multiple AMM pools, and you could in theory hold double digit supply in a token and no one would ever know, because you have it spread between multiple LP AMMs that actually aren't picked up on things like magnetic. So unless you're using something like XP Market, Opulence, if you're going to go through the other dexes that people use, the main most people won't actually see that you've got that supply. So I don't see many positive reasons at all for pairing liquidity token to token. At best, you'd have an XRP pair and maybe a stable coin pair. But again, I don't really necessarily see the need for a stable coin pair. It costs you nothing to swap between assets on the ledger. You haven't got to worry about gas. So why complicate it and make it harder to manage your liquidity? The more elements to the equation, the harder it becomes for you to manage liquidity effectively as a project. So why make it to a point where multiple people can impact your overall liquidity position?
Well said, Cookie. That's really what we are trying to bring to the highlight here. How this cross token pair is actually like what you said. If there is no demand, it's just no value. You don't see any value to the project or to the developer itself. You brought up something that really interesting about you said, is unless you kind of like wanna you have some supply that you want to spread it across this token pair. So what do you think about the fact that one token, for example, let's say farm token, and bought the debt tokens from the first ledger, CTO it, and because some of the meme when they launch, when the token created, what happened is there are certain amount of the tokens that being I mean the TVL was locked. I mean the liquidity was locked between the tokens and the XRP to create those black hole wallet, right? Which is forever liquidity that no one can touch it. So what if, how do you see this practice? You bought the debt tokens that already rug from the first ledger, and you see there are still locked liquidity on that token. more than 40 tokens, let's say, okay, and you think that this will bring value if you pair farm tokens with this token, because they have those black hole wallet that still have liquidity regardless the token already dead, no project is not running anymore. What do you think about these practices?
So when we actually, we effectively did CTO the token for farm because we rescued it off the floor. So we were in this situation whereby there was liquidity there, and we bought up token supply. The idea of farming dead token liquidity is something that we've been looking at in detail for a long time, and doing it in a meaningful way. The issue you have is the liquidity has to come from somewhere to get the trading volume up. You can stimulate bots to help you do this. So the arbitrage bots will help you if you need them to and you know how to. But there is an element of sacrifice, and it's a diminishing return over time. So you effectively have to push the value up on the pool that you're trying to farm. So if there's a, let's say it's a cookie token on the floor, and it's got a couple of $1,000s worth of liquidity, virtually no holders, and it's been dead for months. And I go, right, I want to farm that liquidity. I want to try and extract some of that liquidity from that dead token. You could do it by pairing it with your asset, but by pairing it with your asset, you're going to have to cycle out some of your supply through that. And to do that, you're effectively giving up that token, and there's a loss of value there somewhere. But it can be done. We do it on farm periodically. So we hold 35% of the LP, which is a fantastic tool for us as a dev team. We can look at our price, and I'm considering looking at it right now, for example, and we're still in chart wise looks good. We're on a bit of a retrace, and we've got a little bit of headroom before we sort of need to decide whether we want to do anything. But we can stimulate the bots and use that to help farm LP. So we can load up our limit sell book on the sell side. We can single side our token out of the LP, which pushes the price up in the AMM. And what that will do is it'll trigger these ARB bots to buy from us on the limit order book and sell to the LP, pushing price up. And then we can reinforce using the XRP we generate to do that. So you can do that on paired assets as well.
Well, yeah, I that one I understand. What I'm talking about is if you pair your token, for example, farm, to create another cross pair with the dead token, just and then that token has those liquidity, which is the burn or the burn liquidity that the black hole wallets that most of the tokens launch on the first ledger would have this. Um, so how that impacting, I would say, the impermanent loss if you pair more than just one token. How do you see the bot act, like you're talking about the arbitrage, so the
Yeah, you
arbitrage
don't
the arbitrage work
benefit from it. Yeah, you
exactly.
don't benefit from that burnt liquidity in the other token. The only way for you to benefit from that burn liquidity in the token is by amassing sufficient supply of that dead token. And again, you can do that. Like you can buy up dead tokens relatively easily. The biggest issue that we've seen across the board when we've been playing around with some of this and experimenting is there's now bots that trigger when you buy a certain percentage of a token. So let's say, for example, I find a token on the floor that's completely dead and I buy up, say, 0.5% of supply. There are bots that will insta buy a percentage of supply. And then you're kind of stuck with this other entity that could then drain you the other way if you decide to pair the assets. So it's a little bit of a dangerous game, but it's certainly one that over time will become an interesting thought project, because there's a lot of dead liquidity, there's a lot of burned liquidity on the ledger as is now. If you actually look at Solana and what Pump.Fund did to Solana, Pump.Fund actually at one stage caused Solana to be deflationary because it was locking so much Solana into burned liquidity pools. And there will be a way that you can trade those in and out if you can accrue supply on dips, for example, over an extended period. There's probably a very, very good business model there to extract back that liquidity over time. But you really need to just be careful of the number of bots that do act on this ledger now. There's more and more, and I'm seeing more daily. Like, we're seeing bots interact on our chart all the time on just really small trades. The one thing that a lot of people miss as well is, like, they get really caught up on AMMs and forget that the limit order book exists and that there's a spread there as well. And that there's a spread and an AMM fee, and the AMM fee on paired assets versus project to project assets can be different as well. So that pricing dynamic can cause bots to arbitrage even the smallest of trades. It's messy. And again, it's one of the main reasons that we've flat refused when people have said to us, "Can we pair with you?" We pretty much just say, look, ultimately it's a decentralized network. You can do whatever you want. We would prefer that you didn't pair to us, because we don't want that added layer of complexity in the, if their project tanks or their project absolutely flies off, that we then have to manage the liquidity outside.
I agree. Fully, completely agree with that. Yes, again, let's highlight that part, which anyone could create any pair of tokens to cross tokens. Like, if I want to create opulence with 589, I can always do that. But again, um, let's see how, if that's really important, or is that and bring any value to both sides of the token, or what the purpose of that pair, right? If there is no really significant businesses between the two that causing demand on that particular two tokens, then actually it's not necessary. But if project have communicate enough and they understand what they want to do, and they feel the needs, like they see the value of having much more deeper liquidity. Let's be honest, we collaborate in the ecosystem, right? We know each other. Project with another project collaborate, and we want to strengthen both community, by providing enough liquidity on the DEX for those two community to hold each other token, for example, to diversify. I think that's one of the use case, actually. If the holders itself, they want to diversify their asset to minimize the risk of holding just one token, I think this cross pair token liquidity, or AMM pool, will be beneficial for them. Instead, if they go through, for example, if I want to have 589, um, my community could have direct access to 589 opulence swap pool, instead of they have to go through swap opulence for XRP first, and then goes buy 589 with those XRP, right? So that's actually on the pathfinding structure. If someone wanting from the opulence community want to have 589, instead of they go through the process selling their opulence for XRP, and then buy 589 token with XRP from that, then that's it will be easier for them to have directly from 580 from opulence to 589. I think that's kind of like, if um, those two collaborations, or the businesses between two tokens, are very close to each other, and then your community also like to have that diversification of asset, versus they go direct selling the tokens for XRP, and then buy another token with their XRP, then that pool will be very beneficial. Just swap between 589 directly with opulence, if those pool are available.
Yeah, so so you as a dev want to help out another dev, but you don't want to necessarily use your XRP and pull it from your opulence XRP pool, but you have a stockpile of opulence, right? You could use opulence, $5,000 worth of opulence, pair it with your friend dev, and give him $10,000 worth of liquidity in XRP, right? You could do that, and it would derive its value from your opulence token. And it would not pull the XRP. You wouldn't have to pull XRP from your AMM XRP opulence pool, right? And you wouldn't have to sell for XRP. Um, So yeah, there's that, and then there's also projects want to branch over into like a reward token, like I did with Nitro. It allows them to branch out to a reward token, make a pair with their main token, and they can manage that liquidity between those two, and then one becomes inflationary and one becomes deflationary, right? So you can also do that. So it depends how you want to play and want to use it, but understanding what you're doing is vitally important.
But those pairs, they thin liquidity, and I think that's the bit that's missed. Like it's neutral to thinning. It doesn't deepen liquidity. What it does is it enhances deal flow for sure between two tokens. Like if I want to swap, then I don't have to worry about trying to instigate a pathfinding transaction. It can just go ahead and I can swap directly in the pool. It's probably not cost effective to do that swap. Like it makes no physical sense to do that swap. It's cheaper for me to sell on my main token and then buy back on the other chart, because then there's no spread. If I'm using limits, if I'm using the AMM pools, I'm just going to get hurt by them, and the projects get hurt by sides as well. Like in the concept of, I provide $5,000 a drop of farm, and I pair that with $5,000 worth of Phoenix. I'm not creating any fresh liquidity. All I'm doing is kind of ring fencing some of that XRP liquidity on both pools, and potentially causing price shock down the line if there's an aggressive movement on each. Like the biggest use case that people on Ledger have been talking about is this flywheel effect, that you thin liquidity of your tokens, so you thin the number of your tokens in your XRP pair, and it causes that AMM to accelerate the price. But that happens in reverse as well. So again, outside of devs doing it, really shouldn't be done, in my opinion. Although it's a free ledger, people do as they see fit. It just, for me, causes so much harm in the long run, because again, it's an extra variable to manage, and it's not one that you have control over. Beyond having a mate that's possibly someone that you can trust, you can't trust that the 98% of the holders within their project are going to share that view. So you
I'm
can
right there with
eliminate
you.
that risk altogether by not pairing.
I'm right there with you in the whole farm concept. Supply control, LP control, vital for project growth.
I think we
Thank you for answering that. Yeah, that's kind of like what I wanna also other people understand here, because there is an event that I saw. Tyler, you also went down the rabbit hole for that. um, yeah, so we saw there is one tokens that pairing with multiple pair of tokens, but in the same time he also had some other pair that he created from uh, the CTO tokens from the first ledger that actually pretty much already dead. It's over 40 tokens. And what happened is I think there was a significant volatility at that time that causing he uh, uh, he he has to, there is an losses occur across some of the pairs because some of the token prices due to those volatility of those certain token prices, and it looks like he wasn't aware what's happening, so he was panicking, and so what he did was he basically just you know withdraw his positions, which is made the loss become permanent. That's why it's called impermanent loss. Um, and that causing, and then after that, after he took out his positions, he basically single sided, um, the tokens, and that's what make the other pair tokens price going down really bad. And I think you saw that Cookie in the last a few days ago, like Pong go down over 47%, 589 down over 37%. And Bert Love also one of the victims. So that kind of practices why I want to bring this highlight of this topic in regards to the impermanent loss and then the cross project AMM pool. and give the more understanding how the arbitrage work, because in terms of those cross pair tokens, there are, yes, the arbitrage bot, it could be beneficial, right? Like what you already said at the beginning. But in the same, because how the arbitrage work is the bot basically exploit price differences between the tokens, right? And the external exchange, of course. And then it execute rapid trades to capture for profit margins from price inefficiency, which is the volatility itself, which is, it could be beneficial for the pool because it generate those fees, right? The trade fees, and that's what giving value more into what those LP provider, the contributor to those LP pool. But with the cross project pools, it's become more complex, because now the arbitrage bot work more aggressively, because there are not just two pair of the tokens there, but there are multiple tokens that, like what you say, at the end of the day, is you cannot control it anymore because it's just too much. And with the two pair, it's easy for you to manage, like Cookie at the beginning said, and you focus on that particular pair versus, and the arbitrage bot is also not going to be aggressive, and it's still something you can manage. It's manageable as long as you monitor that, because when it comes to the auction mechanism bot, there is 24-hour auction cycle there, create timing based arbitrage opportunity. Basically, that's what it does. That what could be very that something that's supposed to be leverage is become your disadvantage, and that's what we want to bring up this with this topic, Cookie.
Yes,
Did I rug?
you didn't
Oh,
rug.
okay.
I was just coming in to say that I'm glad you're getting in depth with this because I don't know, a lot of people might not have noticed what happened with those tokens on those days. Like for my example myself, because I don't really look at tokens at all. So yeah, basically feels bad. Somebody caused a bunch of havoc on a bunch of charts. So I hate to hear that. And just moving forward, it'd be good to give people the resources to understand why that happened and you're great at explaining. Y'all are both great. Everybody here, y'all are great at explaining why exactly these things happened and how we can prevent it going forward. And also, Quantum, I saw you had your hand up earlier. Did you want to bring up something real quick? Oh,
Hey, hello, hello.
hey, what's up, Quantum?
Hey, what's up, family? Hey, what's up, everybody? All the community. I'm just listening, and I didn't want to backtrack too much. I know you guys are going full speed right now, but just when it comes to use cases between partnered like liquidity pools, I like what Mel was saying. Also, when it comes to me, say I do launch my token. I'm working on something in the background right now. But use case, say I'm really invested into the Expectorverse. If I do decide to pair with somebody like Expector, um, I think a cool use case would be, say, for example, within the metaverse itself, if they do sell some type of product or I sell some type of product with my own token, it'll be a smoother transition when it comes to just switching tokens between the Expector and say my Quantum token. No, I just wanted to speak out loud and kind of give my thoughts on, like, again, I'm a student to the game and I'm just trying to see what use cases this could work for, what could work for me, so again, shout out to everybody, and I'm just listening in the background.
Yeah, and I appreciate you showing the love. And just real quick, I did want to say that I'm doing 4 bundle giveaways, and there's going to be 4 of your Quantum Anunnaki membership cards that I'll be giving out. So to be entered in to win those, all you need to do is just like and share this space, and then we'll draw those out a little bit later.
Let's
Let's
go.
go.
Yep, let's
Let's
go.
go ahead and expand on that a
Oh, here,
little
real
bit.
quick, we got
Actually,
Mike with his hand up. Mike, what you got for us, brother?
Yeah, hey, no, great space, guys. This is one definitely for anybody tuning in. Go back to the recording. There's a lot of really good information in here. I just had two comments. One was just about etiquette, right? Like Mel really drove the point home earlier about, this is a ecosystem full of collaboration and teams that work together. And, like this is DeFi. You know, anybody can put a pool together. Anybody has a right to do whatever they would like with their own funds, right? There is no restriction here. I don't think anybody here would suggest that we should pressure anyone on what to do with their assets. However, in the spirit of collaboration, it could be a really positive thing for all participants that if someone was going to make a move like what happened in the past week, just give some notice. Like even if it's after the fact or during the action, you know, just let that team know that is shared in that pool with you that, hey, you know, like I just had to pull out of this position. Sorry, you know, do what you will with that information. Because if a team isn't really paying attention or they're not really able to see exactly forensically what just happened on chain in that moment, they could miss a huge opportunity for them to take advantage of gaining more control over their project, making sure that supply at cheap prices gets into the right hands. Otherwise, they may be thinking that, you know, they have a whale exiting or something like that, and be cautious about entering the position when it would have been optimal and safe for them to do so. So yeah, and then going back to Corey's point with 589, that as far as participants in these pools, you know, that are just casual investors and not team leads, you really need to be careful, because let's say you get into a pool and, you know, 65% of that pool or more is held by a single entity, and you go and participate and put your funds in there. If something like what happens this week goes down, you're going to get liquidated, and that pool is going to be dead, and your impermanent loss is effectively permanent unless you're able to you know, somehow pump that liquidity pool to get participation in it to increase in the future, and it's just not ideal. So just wanted to throw those things out there. I really appreciate you guys in the space and the awesome information that's being shared. Definitely happy to be here. Thanks.
Well, I'm glad you brought that point up. As far as like one individual holding a majority of the liquidity pool and the risk involved if they were to exit that pool, that's huge, guys. Look, the liquidity literally structures the chart. The chart is structured by the liquidity pool. And understanding liquidity pool management is essential for a project lead. So I'm right there with Mike. I'm right there with Cookie. I'm right there with Mel. You know, these things should be handled by project developers and project leads. Not only handled by them, but understood as well from many different angles and many different strategies. Super happy we're having these talks and these discussions about it.
Yeah, have you thought about pairing lions with another token, man? Has that actually passed through your mind? Just
Oh
curious.
yeah, actually I have XRP.
Yeah, so just XRP and that's it?
Yeah, just XRP, man. I'm all about supply control. I'm all about liquidity control because I know what it takes to push a project further. And for that exponential growth to happen, you need to have both, especially in the very beginning of a project. If you can snatch that up under 50K market cap, under 100K market cap, you're golden.
So let's say I go on and get about, I don't know, 100 XRP worth of lions, say tomorrow, right? And now I have that, right? So at any point in time, I could exit that and, you know, get back whatever market price that lions may be, and get return back the, you know, whatever market price that may be, right? But let's just say I decide to make a pool with LAX, right? Just because, right? How does that help or affect you in any way? Well, now that 100 XRP worth of lions that I purchased, well, you don't have to worry about being sold. It's an AMM pool, right? So there's no way, unless I withdraw from the AMM that I created with it, that it actually gets, you know, liquidated on the market, right? So I'd have to withdraw it or purchase more lions to actually sell, correct?
Yeah, correct.
So in a way, it kind of benefits you because I'm staking in shit, right? I'm staking your token, right? And the more that it's
Unless,
staked, is less that it's available in someone's wallet for sale too.
uh,
So you know, you have to see the both sides of this, right? The different sides point of views of this, right?
yeah,
Um,
I see both directions of it.
Now,
My
so
concern would
X
be
Hero
if you
did one with
decided about
Opulence, and they're giving out rewards in honeycomb, and they're farming, right? So that that will increase someone's opulence over time for farming, and they've done a little bit of switch in liquidity that helped a lot of the farmers, in those pools that were early contributors, right? So that one had a reward system to it, right? So maybe people get more creative with these reward systems between, or maybe it's someone that creates two projects and they have two different tokens, and they want to combine these two tokens and create a reward system between these two, right? So I mean, like I said, it's how you use it. I don't see all the negative. I like to see positive and negative, and it's just how you use the tool, right? So there's the tool. How are you going to use it?
I kind of like that idea now that you brought it to light. You know, that's a
Well, so in regards to the X Zero opulence pair that me and Adrian created, there is a reason why I did what I did. There is a purpose why the pool was created. Because me and Adrian had some agreements or the partnership behind on the background for the use case of the X Zero tokens. And then speaking about the supply shock, I own 50% supply that meant to be burned on the for our opulence token on the XRP ledger. So and that's why the pool was created, and we actually burn those tokens and then to create the value. Um, or between opulence and X Hero. So again, like Brian said, um, depends on what you create and what is the purpose. It's not always bad. We're not saying it's bad. It just you have to know what the purpose and how to manage it. Because in my case, Opulence X Hero, the people that contribute to the Opulence X Hero pool, they got big chunk of profit out the liquid the token burn the auction that I put on the bid for the burning mechanism. I utilizing for 3 months. I did the burn on the auction through the auction mechanism. Placing the bid. So then those tokens are actually gone from the circulating supply, which has helped me get rid of my supply without changing my market cap. So over 100 million token of the opulence burn, which is out from the circulating supply, but it doesn't change my opulence market cap overall. And the profit of that one was shared among those contributor to the opulence X Zero pool. So yeah, for me, it's a benefiting as long as I know how to do it. Um, and I think it's important for the token project to understand this. There is a way that it can be profitable but manageable without causing a big impact or negative impact to the other existing pool that already on the AMM, or causing a big impact to your liquidity yourself. Meaning, if you have 100,000 TVL lock there, which is from the Opulence from your tokens paired to XRP, you're not putting 100,000 value of the tokens with the other tokens, because that could causing a big damage.
Yeah, and just real quick, we got a few hands up. I think it was Cookie first, then Lambo, then Who's. So, Cookie, you got something you want to add there?
I need to shoot, but wanted to highlight that another Brit's come up to take my place in who's perfectly capable of talking around AMMs. I also wanted to just highlight any of the project devs that are in this space. If they want to DM me, I'm more than happy to demo our liquidity management tool that we have. So, like, I've got a liquidity dashboard that we built at Farm that is specifically for this conversation. It allows projects to manage their overall liquidity, including managing whale groups as well, tracking multiple wallets, and just giving a project dev that, if you're devs that want to do this but aren't necessarily that clued up on it, this will give you it literally gives you a 10-second shot of this is exactly where you're at. It'll give you liquidity percentages, and it'll also give you suggestions of how you can address your liquidity ratio as well in the moment. It has like a heartbeat ticker on it. So I'm biased. It's bloody brilliant. But yeah, open offer. Just anyone wants to sort of chat through it, I'm more than happy to pick up offline on it.
I appreciate you coming up here, Cookie, and I know you got a jet, so any
I
questions
would
for
love
Cookie?
to know that, Cookie, because since we have the farming pool, we are thinking to build a tools as well that integrate with our Opal farm, so that way the farmer understand and can have better idea and about not just the profit, right? Everyone talk about the profit, but no one talk about the losses. No one talk about all the bad sided. So if there is a tools that can be beneficial for the farmers, investors to understand clearly and details, I would love to really know. So I'm gonna DM you, Cookie,
Awesome.
to talk
Yeah,
about that.
as and when. And it's a big thank you to Mike over at Laugh for that. He was the guy that got in my DMs originally and said we need to kind of like convert what's in your head on AMMs and what's in other people's heads on AMMs and produce a dashboard. So that's what Brad with Hat's done for us. So
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna slide on your DM after the space. Let's talk about that because I think it's important for the investors, to understand. Well, safety and security. Let's just say that, right? When people talking about the profit, but also we need to equip our investors or users to understand the downside of the AMM. Well, it's profitable for sure. It's the smart features that could generate passive income, but in the same time, there are risks that come with those actions or those decisions if you wanting to contribute or participating on the network through the contributions to the AMM pool. So yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Cookie. Yeah, thank you, Cookie, for coming up and sharing that with us. And if I do recall, you said you had the jet, so I appreciate you coming up for a few minutes and just sharing some of your knowledge and wisdom with us. And speaking off of that, how are you today, brother?
Hello, Gray. I think was Lambo supposed to come up before me? I don't want to jump the queue, but
Yeah, I think Lambo
Yeah,
had his.
so
Okay, Lambo had
uh,
his hand up. That's right. Go ahead, Lambo.
I was gonna say, the different AMM pools that Expect are setting up for people building within the Expectorverse. I really truly believe that eventually they're gonna allow meme tokens or tokens that are collabed with Expector to be traded within Expector. For example, you want to advertise on a billboard, you would go over there, but say you want to deposit, you deposit any of the tokens that is paired with, Expector, and say Expector, they want everything traded in their native token. So what they're going to do is when you make that deposit of that meme token, it'll trade within that AMM with the pool of liquidity, and then project it on the billboard, for example. Now I know for a fact. So like I have big liquidity pools with certain projects, right? And if I went and traded say 10 XRP worth of LXA for another one of these tokens on the AMM pool that we've created together, I can almost promise you that my pool of XRP and LXA will not be affected by 20 XRP, meaning that 10 XRP won't be taken out and affect that by 20 XRP in total value liquidity. If it does, it's going to be very, very little affected. I don't even think it really will be affected because anybody, like I said, a project owner could go in there and make that indifference with the token. Say I'm the user and I'm trading 5894666. Okay, so I'm essentially just trading a 5894666 token. There is no XRP involved. The only thing that's happening is the difference of 589 and 666. And either one, the AMM pool and within my wallet. You know, so how you have to think of it in that sense, right? Now, huge, now, I know if you do a huge number, more than 10 XRP, say it's 20 or 30, then yes, you will. I will see it affected way more, from that price difference.
if there's no follow up, Gray, I'll jump in. Like,
Yeah, go ahead.
firstly, great space. Like, I'm always really keen to learn what people are doing with AMMs because it's a sophisticated tool. Like, anytime there's some innovation on there, like, it piques my interest. I'm just sorry I couldn't join the space earlier, to be honest. But a couple of words of caution, right? And I absolutely encourage experimentation with AMMs. It's open, permissionless ledger. Anyone can do what they want. So by all means, go ahead and do that. But just make sure people understand the basic primitives, because there's a couple of principles that I think you need to understand to protect yourself. And that's why, like, the post that's in the nest that I made is just a word of caution more than anything else, right? So one of the things to understand is that the AMMs on the XRPL are all unified by pathfinding. So they are not fractured pools of liquidity that you get on other ledgers. What that means is that everything is essentially mark to market against XRP because XRP is the native asset on that ledger. So if there is an imbalance in terms of the exchange rates offered by different AMMs, which your token is paired with, pathfinding is the first thing that's going to normalize that exchange rate. That's number one. The other one is that there are arbitration bots that run on the XRPL, and like, for good or bad, people write these bots. They are going to arbitrate differences in prices. So the key thing to take away is that if there is an imbalance between your pools, let's say you have a number of pools of your asset paired with XRP and other tokens, it will be arbitraged. In the end, it will normalize. And it really comes down to supply and demand dynamics at the end of the day. So if someone is issuing a large amount of another token, what I meant in that post that's in the nest is they can camouflage their activity by causing imbalances in the pools that you've paired your token with. So just be aware of that. You can't avoid it. It's just a reality of how the dynamics work. If someone wants to dump your token, they're going to do that. But what they can do is camouflage their behavior by using the more AMMs that are available with your token, the more opportunity it gives them to camouflage their activity. So just wanted to explain that particular tweets that I put up there. Be aware of it.
Thank you. That's really a very awesome additions to what the discussion is all about. Thank you so much. Appreciate that informations. It's true what who's just said and explained. Again, the arbitrage is arbitrage. That's why it's called arbitrage.
Sorry, guys. I wanted to check and make sure everybody can hear me. I've been having some technical difficulties on my side.
Yeah, we can
I,
hear you, but can you hear
I
us?
can hear you. Yeah. Can you hear us?
I think he might be still having technical difficulties.
So looks like we can hear him. He cannot hear us. That's what it is.
Something about his internet connection ain't
Yeah.
working too good. You know what I'm saying? But sorry, you were bringing up some great points, and Mel, sorry we got distracted there. But what were you saying?
Yeah. So the arbitrage is arbitrage, right? Again, it's execute rapid trades to capture profit margins from price inefficiencies. So with the, like what who's brought up about, if you have tons of these pair tokens, right? It's camouflage. If there is a people that wanting to do a bad practices, for example, they could camouflage their actions by creating all these multiple pools, right? Because they're profiting from that one. Because basically what happened is the bot extract value that actually would otherwise benefit the liquidity providers. So, and that's why it says camouflage their actions is because the arbitrage work to execute the trades. Especially particularly on that 24-hour auction transitions on the AMM pool. So what it does is the bot extract the value, and yeah, I think I see your point, Who's, and that's really what happened. Now it just explained what Tyler. Oh, Tyler is not there. That's exactly what happened, Corey. I think what happened to your recent event.
Mel, what might really help is for people to understand that everything is marked market against XRP because that's the native token on the ledger, right? So when we talk about value and the opportunity to either create it or extract it, we're really talking about what is the exchange rate of your asset against the native token, XRP, because within every AMM, the exchange rate is simply the two tokens, the proportion of the two tokens in the AMM. But the way that the arbitrageurs calculate if there's an opportunity for arbitration is that they're marking to market against XRP, the native token. So they're looking at your token in a pool with XRP and your token in a pool with another token. And then if there's a big imbalance, they detect the imbalance because they're looking at the value of it against XRP. They look at the other token and its value against XRP, and that's how they work out. It's like a triangular arbitration strategy. It's like the simplest one, but that seems to be the most common. So if there's an imbalance in a pool, it will eventually hit your pool. And the camouflage effect is really, let's say I don't want to be seen to be dumping tokens in your AMM pool. I don't want to be seen to be doing that because, I'll take a lot of flack for that. Let's say people know who I am, whatever. So what I can do, and I won't create a new pool, I will, because that costs me. I have to find an existing pool that someone else has created. And then what I can do is dump my tokens into that pool. It's a little bit, there are a number of steps involved and there's many permutations, but this is what I just want you guys to be careful about. If you consider creating a new pool, there's a cost to the creator because I have to use another token to pair against the token that I've acquired. Now, if I issue that token myself, that cost is zero to some extent because I just create a new token, I issue it, I pair it against your token, and I put a certain amount in there. But that isn't really great because that token that I've just created hasn't been distributed, no one wants it, and nothing's going to happen. The AMM will just sit there with the value that I've added using your token, right? But if another AMM pool has been created, that creates an opportunity for me. And that's what I want you guys to really try and get your head around if you can. Just be aware of that risk. What typically would happen is that someone in your project decides that they don't want to hold your token anymore for whatever reason. The opportunity for them becomes if there's multiple AMM pools with your token paired against it, they can hide their dumping activity. Just be very clear about that, I think, more than anything else. That's a risk that you take.
100% agree. 100%. Yeah, that's exactly what is happening. And thank you for adding to that camouflage issues, how some people use this multiple tokens cross project pools. Because what happened is with the cross project pools, it's over more arbitrage factors for the because due to the multiple token price feeds, right? So you're right. It could be beneficial, but in the same time, it could be a tools also for the bad actors to camouflage their bad actions on the ledger. Thank you so much. Yep. Lion's back. Tyler, are you there? Test test.
Oof, he was so close. I felt it was coming, and then just no noise from his mic. Sorry, brother. I hate that you always have issues, but we're not laughing at you. We're laughing with you.
He needs he needs to come back to the state. He needs to move out from Vietnam already.
He's being good to Vietnam, but Vietnam ain't being too good to him. It's
Great.
okay,
Thanks for
Tyler.
having me up. I'm going to jump off now, but I'll carry on listening. Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah, thanks for hopping up here. Thanks.
JT,
Hi.
drum roll, giveaway.
Yeah, sure. We can do some giveaways real quick. I have four. So basically, I'm going to be picking winners of this giveaway based on if you liked and retweeted this space. So it looks like about 63 people are entered it right now. So while I get my tool up, make sure you like and retweet the space. I'm just going to be using X Picker. And just as an effort to kind of give out a bunch of NFTs to just a few people, I'm going to be doing 4 bundles of 4, so basically giving away 16 NFTs to 4 people. Um, and yeah, so what I'm going to do now is just take this tweet link to our space here and throw it in our X picker, and I'm just going to pick some people one by one, and I'll get this over here as well, so that way we can all see them together. Okay, so it went away. Basically, I'm just going to draw some winners, and they all have, I think, the same collection. So one Anunnaki membership card from Quantum Realm, a Pirates Collective NFT from Pirates, and a DJ Droids Reborn from Hollow Man, and a Hustler Evolved NFT. So we're doing a bunch of our main giveaway is going to be this Sunday, and if we want to start talking about that, Mel, we can do that after this. But basically, this is what I'm giving away: 4 NFTs to 4 different people. So let's go ahead and see who wins the first little bundle. So the first person who won a 4 NFT bundle is going to be Supa Supa. So congratulations to Supa Supa, you just won yourself 4 NFTs. And if you guys want, I can do all 4 of them right now. What do you guys think?
Um, do 2, and then after that, we can continue, and then you pick up again
Yeah,
later
sounds
on.
good.
So wait more people joining because you don't want the same people. So yeah, let's do 2 first, and then you can do 2 at the almost toward the end.
Sounds good. So I just made that tweet letting Supa Supa know which ones they won, and then I'll give those out after the space. So now we're gonna pick another winner, and drum roll is sorry, my tongue isn't rolling quite good enough. Ross Jesus. Ross Jesus won. So congratulations to Ross Jesus.
He's always lucky.
He is very lucky.
I saw his name all the time.
Yeah, I know, right? Especially whenever it comes to giveaways away. So yeah, we're going to be doing 2 more of those giveaways of 4 bundles. So make sure you like and retweet this space, and we can get back to the good goodness. Sorry, I got too much tabs open now, messing everything up for myself. Womp womp womp. All right, so what's next up on the plate? You want to talk a little bit about Sunday, Mel? We haven't scheduled the space yet, but we need to.
Yeah, no, I cannot confirm that one yet. I
Okay.
have to work with I will know much better later. I just woke up and I jump on the space right away, so I
Yeah.
haven't really doing check with my team. I mean, with my developer, because they are the one that doing the test behind the scene, and with these migrations, with the new deployment that we are going to do for the marketplace.
So put a pin in it. We'll come back to it whenever we got
Yeah,
more
yeah.
details.
Whenever we get the details, sometime today, I definitely. But just a little bit. Adrian working on the raffle tickets because we want to make it fair. For that event. So with the giveaway things, because there's quite a bit stuff that we are giving away with the very good value as well. So Adrian create raffle tickets that we're gonna put it on the marketplace as during Sunday, or yeah, I'll come up in detail today,
Okay,
later
sounds
today.
good. So y'all keep y'all's ear out for stuff happening on Opulence, maybe this weekend. So maybe set your calendars or set some reminders. And Lions, you're back up on stage. Can we hear you? Can I hear you?
I'm going to give it a test.
Alright, I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yep, but this
Oh.
isn't gonna last long, man.
Just like a good romance gone bad, huh?
Yep, it's a Romeo and Juliet type situation.
So did you have anything you wanted to bring up while you do have the mic?
Oh man, I like to say that. I mean, I love these conversations we're having recently and how these spaces have evolved over the past month into education and building. As that's what this blockchain needs. Builders coming together, building for builders. I know you guys see my hashtag out there everywhere. That's what we truly believe in, and I'm loving to see this come all together to fruition.
Yep, I'm glad we can get together and have these talks because, like, I didn't even really know about the situation since I don't look at coins too much. But once I heard about it, I was like, yeah, we kind of need to talk about this a little bit after I saw the scale of it. But yeah, it's crazy stuff going on these days, folks. And I just want to give a quick shout out to everybody in the crowd. Thanks for tuning in today. It is Thursday, right? It is Thursday. Yeah. And, we're just coming together to have this little conversation about what we're involved in.
JD, you want to open the space to questions so it's easier for us to address certain things that probably project owner or token issuers or anybody want to ask for the community,
Yeah,
so
yeah, that
they
sounds
know what
great.
to. Yeah.
If anybody wants to ask some questions to our panel here, a little bit about how we can help your project or whatever.
If they shy, they can put they can DM you or put on the comment sections and tag one of us, then we can see it and we can answer and address up here.
Yeah, so if anybody has any questions for us, just tag me in it and comment on this space, and then I'll see it and we can try to answer it. I'll try to keep a good eye on that. Sorry, I'm just trying to keep my eyes everywhere and talk at the same time. It doesn't really work too well. So I know we still got 589 and Lambo up here. Mel, is there anything you want to discuss as far as going a little bit deeper into what happened and stuff?
I would prefer with the question
Okay.
because I think sometime when I speak, I probably forgot certain part, but with
I
questions,
know what
it
you
kind of
mean.
like bring me, you know what I mean? Because, there is a lot, this is a big topic when it comes to liquidity, token liquidity. Again, liquidity is the survival for the token project. If you have token, uh, your liquidity is showing your survival. Okay. So
And
we
that's
don't
just
want.
not necessarily on the AMM either. I mean, could be a lot of liquidity on the DEX,
Right, yeah,
that
yeah,
you're not even accounting for. So it's always good to go check that DEX and see if they're using a market maker or not,
right.
because there could be a lot of liquidity within the DEX that you don't see. Just because it has a small AMM pool doesn't necessarily mean there's not liquidity or a wallet that's buying and selling those tokens.
So
So
when it comes to exactly, so there are two. I always say this, and I will repeat this again, but I will not bore to repeat this. There are two order book on the XRPL. One is the central order book, which is what Brian just mentioned, is the DEX order book, and there are AMM order book. And the people that usually trade, when you go to your Zaman wallet, you will see that usually what you see, the buy order, sell order there, that's the DEX order book, what we call it club. The AMM order book, on the other hand, usually the user cannot see it because it's AMM, right? So it's integrated with the DEX. And who's brought this up before? Any transactions on trade transactions, anything, it goes through pathfinding features on the mainnet. Which is it give you the best rate possible, so your trade executed as with the lowest and the best rate for those token price at that current timestamp when you conduct it or when you execute the trade. So yeah, I mean, there are multiple liquidity aspect that you can look into it when you're investing on a certain project with your DEX order book. You can see it, but honestly, with the new tokens that launched through First Ledger, there are lack of understanding from the token project, about the order book, about the DEX order book. Most of them, usually work with the AMM order book only. Like, I think Lions Tyler, I have to tell him, hey, build your DEX order book. I told him that.
It's so important, man. It's so important they do
because
that, Mel.
No, she totally jumped on me about it. She called me up and yelled at me, and she was like,
So you
"You
can
have to do
actually
it."
double side liquidity out, right? Say 50 or 100 XRP in your token, and then move that liquidity over to the DEX and not actually, and you can do it multiple ways. I mean, you can just single-sided deposit back in the AMM if you want to keep it in the AMM, but I don't suggest that. You grab that 50 XRP, put it in a wallet, and put it on the DEX, and that way you can control high volatility up and down in the price, right? When big buys and big sells happening, and also protect from those bots doing that arbitrage and crap, keep that spread small, and it prevents that. But also you can kind of control the price too. You can it'll always when people do buys, it'll try to default to the DEX to fill those orders, right? So you have more control over that. So I really highly suggest you do check the decks and make sure that it is being utilized.
Oh
well,
yeah, 100%.
Lions.
And I want to be clear though, you didn't yell at me about lions. You yelled at me about Taz token.
Oh yeah, that's right. So, well, because okay, so we set the market maker for Lions tokens and TAS token. So, and as our market maker work both ways because it's find the best between the DEX order and the AMM order book. So it works in between, right? So because we want to avoid those arbitrage bots, and we want to avoid, that we're not taking out the liquidity, not draining the liquidity from the AMM pool. So that's why our market makers set the way, work in between the club and the AMM order book. So what happened without the order book, which is most of the tokens that launch on the first ledger, they don't pay attention to the DEX order book. And this is causing instability in the market maker itself because now there is no DEX order book and we work on the AMM order book. Yes, it's possible. But if the liquidity also on the AMM is not sufficient, there's a 24-hour auctions mechanism there. There is a arbitrage bot that's also part of those core features. That's affecting the stability of the market maker itself. So that's why even if only like 10 order book buy and sell, it has to be there because that's helped the performance of the stability of the market maker itself. So that's what happened recently. Why I told Tyler, hey, build at least 10 order book, buy sell, then it's make the market maker also performance 100% stable. So that's actually what happened. But either way, you can use DEX order book and you can use AMM order book. But if you have both, that's good. It means your liquidity is strong. I think Lucy's down there. I think, right, Lucy, and guiding him creating his order book. And I did the same thing with 589 with Corey. Corey, in the beginning, he doesn't understand at all. And, like he has to sign one by one, setting up those order book. And that's how it's come along, so that's important. Between those two. And right now, Corey is a very sensitive when he saw the spread is high, like, why my token spread is really high. He now understand that the spread between is also very important. So yeah, when it comes to liquidity, is the survival for the token project. So this is why everyone's that in these panels, Lions, 589, 666, Java, with Chill Guy, they care about their liquidity, their survival on their tokens. So that's why this has become an important topic because they need to learn. They want to know better, and and to mitigate the risk if that's happened. Also, what I mean, before things happen, what to do in their background. But in my side, with all this thing that happened, that's why I am happy that Cookie brought this up regarding the tools that that users can use. I mean, can see managing with the risk management, I would say, that can be integrated with any farming pool. I would really, really love to integrate that also on the Opal farm, because then token project can seize that, and the farmers themselves can utilize that one. If I don't see what if that's something that we need, then we'll build one, that's for sure. So
Hey,
yeah.
now, Mel. Now these bots. Now they are doing arbitrage between pools, but they're not making nearly as much money as they were before the AMM. Remember back in the day, like all you had was the DEX. That's all you had. There was no AMM, and the bot was basically making money off of the spread. So if you as a project didn't go in there and actually put in these DEX orders one by one, and there would be a bot that would put an order right under your order, right?
Oh, what
And
you're
it would
talking
just
was
make
math
money
bots,
off of the spread, man. It was just
Brian.
killing.
Brian,
Huh?
what you meant was math bots. So there is math bots, which is math is stand for maximal extractable value. So what you mentioned just now is the front running bot. So that's another bot. So on the AMM, there is arbitrage bot, there is auction mechanism bot. So that's why some of the project, if they don't use market maker, what the 24-hour auction bot does is they selling all those dust transactions with a small amount. That's the auction mechanism bot. And there is arbitrage bot. At some point you can see it very significantly, because I think Corey can testify with that one. Like one time the arbitrage bot can profitable over 800 XRP, right, Corey, in one day. I remember that back in the day when we first started working with 589 tokens to create their market maker, how they can see the potential of this volatility price on the token price, and they just automatically, and it's not joking, it's like I had 100 XRP within 24 hours, this arbitrage bot can generate from 589 token through their volatility. Cannot blame it, because that's happened naturally, because the arbitrage bot was sophisticated algorithm react faster than human traders, right, on the market movement. So that's already set that way. But what you just mentioned just now, we are talking that before the AMM pool, the math bots was the one that really all over the place on any tokens. And yes, it's extracting the liquidity because there's no AMM pool at that time. So the liquidity that drained was the liquidity that available on the DEX order book. Yes, you're right. That's the math bots. That's the maximal extractable value bots on the DEX. So the
I don't
math
see too many of those anymore. I mean, I
there,
just
oh no, there are still. And so right now, speaking about the camouflage, because there is arbitrage bot on the AMM, because there is 24 auctions mechanism, this is why the math bots not really showing. But if you notice on certain uh pair tokens, especially when the token is really have a high volatility, and if the token like Sologenic, you can see it, it's still there. On the RLUSD, it's still there. There is a front running right there. So with the math bots though, as of there is a front running, there is back running, there is sandwich attacks. The sandwich attack is best usually what happened on decentralized exchange. I experienced this big time during our token listing in one of the centralized exchange, and I lost a lot of tons of money. That's why I pulled my token from the centralized exchange, because what they did on the centralized exchange more on the sandwich attacks instead of run running. So yeah, so that's the math bot that you're talking about, because there is a four common strategies when it's come to that maximal extractable value bot, which is the front running, back running, sandwich attacks, and the liquidations hunting. Usually that's what the strategy on the math bots. Yes, right now it's less on the DEX because there's an AMM pool, and the AMM have the 24-hour auction mechanism bot. It has the arbitrage bot. So that's why I think the math bot is more, is under the radars right now. It's true. Yeah, I agree with that.
And I think we go for about another 45 minutes. What you say, Mel? I know we're not really getting any
Any
questions. Yeah.
questions? Any
I've been
questions?
looking for questions from the people listening, and I haven't seen any. So make sure if
I
you have.
feel like I have fixed my microphone issue finally. So
Uh-oh.
like for good. I feel so good right now. I just switched browsers. It was that easy of a fix. Woo-woo.
Nice.
We can
But
hear
yeah,
you now.
yeah. I just wanted to say, man, I'm so glad we're having these conversations and that these spaces are starting to evolve into exponential learning and building for everybody to use this knowledge and take it forward and grow with it. I'm seeing a lot more stable projects pop up on the XRPL throughout the ledger, and I'm starting to see a lot of project leaders take control of their project, whereas before they really didn't know how. So the benefits of these spaces are growing. I want to see them keep going.
Yeah,
So I
I
want to
mean,
thank everybody.
You
Thank
know, I
you.
personally I agree with that, and I see investor also this day more critical, voicing their of course it's their concern, but in the same time, that's if they have concern, it means they have interest. We have to see it that way, right?
Mhm.
It's which is good, and you want a critical investors that can push you to be better founder or CEO or project leader when it comes to tokens or whatever liquidity, and that's just showing your skills as the leader, right? Your leadership as expertise. So it's important that we never stop on educating our community in regards to the liquidity, because there are a lot of liquidity extractor, and some token project have no clue about the mapbot. Some token project doesn't have clue about the arbitrage bot that could draining their liquidity without balancing those two order book, that within that supposedly to be used in terms of liquidity, because the arbitrage bot working on both ways. So make sure that, and this is why for us, I'm not pitching here, I'm sorry, but this is related with also we've seen that gap when on our own token opulence, and that's why I built the market maker that solved this problem. When the problem happened, the thing is about cryptography is solving the problem, right? And that's what we wanted. So we see this happening, math bots, the front running bot on the dex, and then with the arbitrage bot, with the 24-hour bot on the AMM pool. So that's one of the reason why we create our market making for our tokens at the beginning, just for the opulence tokens and for some of our project friends. Um, that's the reason why we built it, because we see the needs of preserving the liquidity, both side DEX order and the AMM, minimizing the attack of the math bots and minimizing the arbitrage bot to take advantage of your existing liquidity, and minimizing also the auction mechanism with all those small dust transactions. So arbitrage bot, although at the same time it's generating good fees actually for your LP provider. So this is why our market maker that we develop is actually solving all these issues. And I think some of the token project here already knows this as well. If you see, Tyler, you can speak up yourself how you monitor your your daily transactions in the daily basis, how the market maker helping the stability of your token, regardless your price goes ups and down, your market maker is still going running and preserve your
100%.
liquidity.
100%. And even expanding on those market or those arbitrage bots inside of those token paired liquidity pools, there's one, two, three of them that I know by heart because their addresses are so recognizable. Um, but guys, I just want to recap on a couple of the things that we have talked about here. But before I go ahead and recap, I want to remind everyone to go ahead and like and share the space. That is how you qualify for these giveaways. Also, while you're at it, make sure to give these people up on the speaker panel a like and a follow. And go ahead and follow the person next to you, above you, and below you. that's how you get informed about these spaces, because they're going to pop up and they're going to say this person is speaking, or this person is hosting, or this person is co-hosting. So that's how you're going to find out these kind of spaces are going on. Sharing these spaces is how you tell your friends. It's just like a tree. You guys are the branches and the leaves. We need your help to spread it out. But
Very.
to recap on everything that we just talked about here in the past like 30-45 minutes, arbitrage bots. These are bots that come into your liquidity pool when it is unstable and use the difference in token price to profit. What else did we speak around here? Pairing token liquidity pools between native token to native token and the risks involved in that. Impermanent loss, which I want to circle back around to again, because I'm sure we have some new people in the room that weren't here in the beginning. So let's go ahead and speak on impermanent loss a little bit and what it actually is. Impermanent loss is a reference to whenever you exit a liquidity pool and you have less token or less value than when you put it in initially. Impermanent loss only happens when you exit the liquidity pool. That's the only time impermanent loss happens. Also, whenever you're investing into a liquidity pool, that is a long-term style investment into a project. You're basically putting in that concrete foundation saying this project's going to go somewhere. I believe in it full-heartedly. I believe that there's going to be a lot of transactions, a lot of hype, a lot of volume in this project, and I'm going to make money off the fees. So with impermanent loss happening throughout the ledger pretty consistently, and all these other project leaders and people getting involved into liquidity pools as we've been talking about them, I just wanted to make it a point that there are risks involved, and everybody should be aware of those risks.
Agree. Agree. You do well at summarizing these points for us. Sorry, I'm just trying to get some NFTs sent out.
Oh, good. You still sending out NFTs? I can still talk a little bit. I'm good, man.
No, I think
how many more giveaways we got to do actually?
I think just two. It depends on if we get any tokens to get it sent out, but
I sent you some tokens too. I didn't know if you saw my message or not.
I hadn't seen it yet. Sorry, brother. 1 second.
It's already in your account. No point in looking.
One
I
sec.
sent you some extra too for next time as well. I'm gonna double up.
Okay, sounds good, brother. 1 second.
Awesome. With that being said, Mel, you want to circle back down around to impermanent loss a little bit, discussing how it
Sure.
happens, when it
Well,
happens.
I'm waiting someone to ask questions, because if I had to go through those explanations,
Boom.
I already say
I
too
love it.
much.
Yes.
I love it. All
Still
right,
haven't
so
seen
I'm
any
gonna
questions pop up.
open up the floor right now, guys. You can put your hand up if you got anything to say, if you've witnessed anything, if you have any questions about anything that you've heard up here and you need a better explanation. We need that. We need that input. If you don't understand, we want to help you understand. So I'm looking down through the panel here to see if anybody has their hands up. I'm going to assume everybody understands, but I know that's not true because I'm still learning.
What?
Well,
You saying you
what I
can?
can say, to make it easy to understand, in regards back again to this topic, which is the cross project AMM pools. First of all, for the project has to see if there is a value of doing so. The second part is communications between the two projects. If the pool creations was created based on the agreement between the two project leaders, if users that put it or create those pool that's a different story. But if the pool was created due to an agreements in between the project leaders, then communication is become important.
So what you're saying here is that anybody can create a liquidity pool between two different tokens.
Yes, we are in a permissionless network. I can create right now lions with the small amount of lions and small of opulence. I can create our pools easily. I can do that. Anyone can do that. But again, what it become a problem is if the number or the amount is significant, or it's super high or high, and like what Cookie brought up, it's actually thinning your main liquidity. Because now figure like this: when it comes to liquidity or what you deposit on the AMM, you deposit two tokens, right? Which is, for example, lion and opulence. What I did basically pairing lions and opulence and create AMM pool. And lion has lion XRP. So you have lions, you have the lions XRP. I have the same opulence XRP pool. So when I add lions opulence, think about this. I basically put lions and opulence in the market, right? So meaning those two tokens are available for people to buy, correct? But that's if enough demand. So when there is not enough demand, I basically put too much opulence and lion put too much lions on the market. While we already have opulence on the XRP opulence, and you already have lions XRP. So there is a number of enough lions currently on the AMM pool that waiting for people to buy it, right? So this is why it's a thinning. It means it's the potentials of your price goes up when too much tokens on the AMM pool is not looking good either. If it's not against XRP. If the value against XRP high, of course, this is benefiting for your token price. But for the cross pair token, what happened is you basically putting those token on the demand for the people to buy. But if there is not enough demand to buy that token, you basically just put too much token in the circulating supply on out there without people buying it, and that's why your price is hard to goes up. If that
So
makes sense.
basically what you're saying is if you pair your token with another token and nobody wants to buy it, it's basically like a dead marketplace.
Yep.
It's gonna sit there, it's gonna gain spider webs, cobwebs, it's never gonna do nothing except be traded through arbitrage.
Exactly. That's why if you want to benefit from that one, Cookie brought this up before as well. You actually can leveraging this if you know how to work in between this arbitrage bot and creating volumes and generating trade fees along the way for those liquidity provider on that particular pool, which is you're going to take a profit if you put and you create those pool and you are the only creator or a contributor on that pool. If you're able to generate these fees through these arbitrage bot algorithms, right? Yes, you're definitely benefiting from that pool, 100%.
That's a dangerous strategy, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
It is dangerous. You really have to know all the downside and all the advantage, and you really have to have those back end skills to seize all those number and the algorithm work, because the algorithm itself is very sophisticated, right? So not everyone can see it, right? So yeah, and then you have to monitor those multiple trading pairs on the different platforms simultaneously, because especially, and also a different pair simultaneously, because that arbitrage opportunity is that's right there. Yeah, they take advantage of that part. Corey has his hands up. Go ahead, Corey.
Yeah, I just wanted to add what Mike came in and said earlier is that you've got certain projects out there that are using these token side pools as a means of marketing, and they're really touting that these side pools are the next big thing if both these tokens go up, when the reality of the situation is that the person has created this side pool is eventually going to pull out of it, and we saw it this last week. Sometimes they pull out double-sided. Most of the time, they're going to pull out single-sided to only benefit themselves and hurt the other token. But it doesn't just hurt the other token, it hurts everybody else who got pulled into that marketing scheme and deposited equal amount of tokens in that liquidity pool. Because when that person pulls their liquidity, that liquidity pool just tanks and you're left holding the bag. So you really, if you're not a project owner, like you really got to think twice about following people into these side pools, especially if they have a history of abusing them, which we have seen pretty clearly in the last week.
So what you're saying is if you're going to jump into a liquidity pool with another project, you might as well put a ring on it because you're stuck for life.
I mean, yeah, yeah, you're going to be stuck at zero for, or unless you pull out of it before they do, so it's kind of you're playing a very, very dangerous game for no profit. Like you're not going to make any money in any amount of time less than a year. Even if the fees are set at 1%, you're not going to make enough money up to, cancel out the losses that you're getting from impermanent losses of being in that liquidity pool. Like you have a much better shot at just trading tokens.
What I mean here is basically once these two project leaders or these two individuals come into an agreement that, hey, we're going to put this liquidity pool together between our tokens, it's essentially needs to stay there forever.
I would think so. Yeah, that's the plan. That would be the plan. That's on two mutually agreed upon projects, both depositing equal amounts of tokens. Like, yeah, it needs to be there for a long time. It's a long-term relationship. But when you have somebody out there that is just creating these liquidity pools with other projects all on their own with tokens that they've bought on their own, and then trying to encourage other people to do the same, like anybody else who gets encouraged to do that is they're going to be in a world of hurt when that person pulls out their liquidity.
That's
That's what
basically the same concept as hodl and diamond hands and never sell while the other person's pressing that button.
Correct.
Well, that's what Hus was saying before. He said that's being used as a camouflage of the bad. They encourage people to do that because while others following their lead, basically it's they use that to take advantage of the situation. So that's what happened. So that's camouflaging what they intend to do, for their own profit, for their own advantage, especially if they're project leader or token project just for the sake of their tokens. They secure their positions on their token, but they damaging to the other token project without they have to be the bad actor themselves, So they bring people, the crowd, to follow their lead, and while they're conducting malicious act behind it, masking like, oh, this is a good things, and people flocking to that part. Well, these people not knowing is he using them as his exit liquidity by also damaging the other token project itself.
Here's the biggest thing. If you're going to create a token pair between two native tokens, one person's going to sell eventually because nothing lasts forever except for diamonds. Um, so everything usually kind of does fall apart. One person, they're going to have probably real life situations, or they're going to rug their token and leave their project because it failed, and essentially the other person involved is going to suffer because of it. So it's a very high risk situation to intertwine projects if you're not, like, I want to say, married to them. That's why I'm going to put a ring on it if you're going to get involved, especially to a larger extent of a larger amount of money between two projects, because one person eventually has to sell. It's okay, in my opinion, it's okay to do small amounts, as a show of bonding and friendship and community and engagement between each other. I mean, you can deal with the tiny, small amount arbitrage trades inside for 1 cent, 2 cent, 3 cent, 4 cent. That's a small price to pay. But to invest $20,000 between two different projects and native tokens, that's a risk that me personally is it's substantial, you know. That's got to be locked away forever. You really have to trust that individual that you're doing business with to keep their word and stand behind what they say. And if they do not stand behind what they say, I mean, that shows me a lot as a developer, as a project leader, that they might not be making the best decisions for their community and the XRPL as a whole. So it makes me a little concerned.
100%. That's why when I create X Hero Opulence, what I did is I burn it. So that nobody can sell it. Neither me, neither Adrian cannot sell it. And the liquidity belong to those liquidity provider, because those share that we burn is actually goes equally to those contributor on the Opulence X Zero. So those that contribute to that pool, they're benefiting from what the actions that we took. And of course, it's depend the liquidity on the X Zero side. And in our side, it's reducing our supply without changing our market cap. So if we do it properly, those cross pair tokens could be beneficial. But again, you really have to know what you're doing. If you don't know, better just don't do anything. That's my
Yeah,
suggestions.
I'm right there. I'm at the crossroads where I just don't feel comfortable, which means I basically don't know. So it's best if I stay away. And on that note, I would love to see a customized male NFT that's similar to the dog sitting in the room drinking coffee, going, "Everything is fine," while everything's on fire, everything is burning.
Oh my gosh. I know, right? Oh my God. That's so true.
So you guys might expect a series coming out for fun, you know, pre-mint.
Hilarious. That is hilarious. Um, Corey, do you want to speak about your upcoming NFT launch? Is it ready? Let's now a little bit making a unfreeze the serious conversations. Maybe let's let's speak about a little bit update on the Lion side, on the Lambo X Ape side, and Corey side.
It's time for some alpha. Let's go, Corey.
Yeah, I didn't even know there was an NFT collection coming up. What?
Well, Corey can
So it's
speak about that.
actually, yeah, it's so yeah, we're getting ready to relaunch our NFT collection on the Honeycomb and provide 589 rewards attached to them. We don't know exactly the timing of it. Kind of waiting for the market to turn around a little bit. But yeah, that is something that we have coming in the hopefully near future.
I have some of your 589 collection with the heads in the jar. That's you guys, right?
Nice. Yeah, that was our first collection there.
And you say you're going to relaunch. Could you could you explain that to me?
Yeah, so we it's the 589 Legends collection that we launched I don't know, probably 3 months ago now. So we've only minted out maybe around 10% of them. We launched them when the price of XRP was quite a bit higher. So we're going to drop the price of the NFTs, the mint price of the NFTs, and put them on the Honeycomb as well to provide additional 589 rewards. So
Okay, so you're not necessarily like relaunching the collection. You're reducing the price of it
correct.
and adding a reward system to it.
Correct. Yep, exactly. Try to get them minted out.
Awesome. And when is this reduction in price happening?
Again, not positive, but it'll definitely be in the next couple months.
Oh man, I'm excited. Okay, awesome. And if it was coming with honeycomb rewards, I'm definitely grabbing some because I love my drops into my wallet every day.
Yeah, it's nice to see those every day, isn't it?
It really is. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, those are the hot NFT or honeycomb NFTs daily drops. Those are the ones.
Yep, I got some Ripcores. I got some Lambo Apes. I got some
Oh,
589.
speaking about that, right now, Opulence XRP pool on the farm pool also, we removed the burning mechanism on that part. So right now we also auto drop daily, so you don't have to claim the Opulence XRP if you are contributor to the Opulence XRP pool. Besides, we increase from 80 million Opulence per year. We right now increase to 112 million token per year, which about $25,000 value, that one.
That's like
It,
a 25% increase almost, right?
40% from 80 million to 112.
Okay, so what I need to do is go ahead and increase my stake in the opulence farming pool by 40% as well.
So now there is no claiming needed. So we remove the burning mechanism on that part. So I think since yesterday, you already supposed to receive that directly on your wallet if you are contributor to the Opulence XRP pool. I think your task is the same thing, right? Not task, sorry. Tooth and Lion this week, which is tomorrow, Friday, it will be
It sh-
auto drop instead of weekly drop instead of they have to claim, correct?
that's right. It should be Taz and Tooth and Token. The Lions already receive a daily drop. The Taz and Tooth and Token collection should receive a weekly drop.
Yep. So yeah, there's some improvement on the backgrounds that we see. Less friction is the better for the people or the users, especially as we haven't really deployed the Opify upgrade, as we are still working on the Opulence X NFT Marketplace upgrade right now. So yeah, the next one is the Opify, but Opify update will come with really um, beneficial tools for the farmers, for the DeFi users to understand their portfolio risk management, and we integrate also with the chatbot. Integrate with the AI that you can ask them anything basically. So yeah, we're training the agent right now. So there is something coming that in our end to help the ecosystem and the users for much better user experience than before.
I
And
like
thank you
that.
for all the feedback. Thank you for all the feedback. We take that seriously. I always see feedback as something great for us to improve our services and our product for better pack that people can use it. Not what I want, but what the users want. So less friction is the better for everyone.
And that's something we just came to the conclusion here recently, guys. I mean, it's and things are constantly evolving. I see Mel and myself and others want to make things as easy as possible for all the builders and all of the investors as a whole. So what she means by less friction, that means less things to do, less buttons to press, less time to check in. It should be done automatically.
So
Automated.
what?
Yes. I learned. So one of the thing I discussed with Tyler, he is in Vietnam right now. I had a long years in Southeast Asia. I dealt with a lot of corruptions in the bureaucrations on the local countries, right? So what happened is when it comes to everything manual, it opened up a lot of loophole for corruptions. And with the crypto on the on the digital ecosystem, right, in the digital economy, with cryptography, one of the reason why we are into the blockchains utilizing this network or permissionless, we want to avoid and we don't want to make those same mistake. We don't want to open all those loophole for people to extracting value from others or brand that trying to build their businesses. That's why fully automated system on chains is the way. So that's why what we are trying to build on the Opulence with with our product and services is I try to be fully automated as possible and fully on chain as possible. Then it's transparent. People can seize that. If you want to check, there's always a way tools for you to check it. All the wallet is public, right? This is why, like, for example, on the marketplace, I don't take upfront fees. People can simply create their collection, list their collections without even the need for them to contact me anytime they want it. They can contact us if they're facing issues or anything, but anyone can launch it. Anyone can do anything what they want, and that's what we fully automated the system. So in the case that um, you don't have to like me to use my tools, or you don't have to like me to use my features, for example, because everything is on chain. When it comes to on chain, we want a less human interactions as possible. So, so there is no tribalism, there is monopolies and all those things. We try to minimize all those things.
I love that. That's what it's all about, guys. Automation. Lambo Apes has got his hand up.
I just wanted to know, what do you know about this no trust lines? Sorry. Um, is that going to open up some reserves in all the wallets? And
No, so no trust line. Okay, this is actually a good use case also. This is like how Venmo work, right? You can send money with Venmo, right? Like if you have someone else phone number and that person have their account set on Venmo, for example, or Cash App or whatever. If you are in the United States, you're probably familiar with this app. Maybe in general PayPal, right? You can just simply send money knowing someone else email, for example, right? So with this no trust line is actually a very simple. I mean, it's a very powerful features. If I want to send you, for example, Opulence token, because I'm an Opulence holders, and you don't have Opulence trust line because we are not related in some way, right? So what I do is I send those Opulence anyway, and then when you don't have trust line, there will pop up notifications on my end. It says the other party doesn't have your trust line. Do you want it to send it as a check? So if you don't have the trust line, the wallet, which is Zaman in this case, giving you an options to still able to send the money or the tokens, but now instead of directly transfer the token, through the trust line, now it's simplify it like you creating a check on chain. And once the receiver, which is you in this case, seen that on your event tab and was like, oh, there's a check coming from Mel. And then you seize that. And then it will give you a prompt if you want to accept or you want to reject it, right? So if you accept that, it will automatically create the trust line of Opulence. And you just have to click fix, because usually when that happens, it needs another second confirmations that you need to fix those trust line. And you just simply click fix and that's it. So it's basically, if you don't have a trust line, the back end will automatically sending the token as a check. Then the person who receive it, they have to accept this check and say, yep, I would accept this. And then the trust line will automatically create it along the process after you accept that. So there, boom.
so
So that's why this
similar
is a,
to a swap, like if I initiate a swap and I don't have a trust line with another
yes.
token,
Mm-hmm.
it will basically in my wallet shows the token with an exclamation mark that says fixed issue, where it'll take the reserve for that token to be in that wallet,
Correct.
right? So basically it's allowing for wallet to wallet token with the fixed issue to
Yep.
pop up. Okay,
Correct.
I get it. Got
Correct.
it.
So
That makes sense.
yeah, this is really great because again, one of the downfall of the XRP IOU tokens to be accepted on the broader market is because of this trust line. People have to to create the trust line first, and then ask like, what is the trust line? We have to look either in the XRPL services or their or a project link tree or whatever, because we not always remember our contract address or trust line, right? So it's not something that we can carry all the time. We carry all the time. So what happened? This has become a downside for us to even, like, for example, right now I want to tipping someone or onboarding someone on the XRPL with Opulence token. and it's like too much time for me to even onboarding them, because hey, you have to set the Zaman wallet, for example, or there's a Joy wallet or the other wallet, whatever, that's right now available on the market, that XRPL token. And then after the setup, oh yeah, you have to activate it with the 2XRP, for activations wallet. And after that, oh, set up the Opulence trust line, or set up the Lion trust line. So you see, the step is so much more than just, and for some people, this is friction, right? And for this is what we call about the frictions. This is the downside where people can do in few seconds, but with Trustline, it adding more seconds into the step that we need to do to onboarding people into our project. But now with this concept, I can just generate any, even for the airdrop, this is going to be easy. So
I was about to ask you about that. I got so many ideas right now.
yeah, so even for the airdrop, this is I think Carlton did this. He immediately working, which is cool that he already implement this on the airdrop tools that he created for the all the meme alliance, right? And I will have to adjust that also on my end, because on the honeycomb, not every holders of TAS and tokens, or tooth and tokens or TAS, they have the TAS trust line or Lion trust line, right? So now with this system, I will be able, our tools will be able to deliver the token in as a check, instead of because the other party doesn't have trust line. So I really have to contact all these project leaders. If they are okay with that, we're gonna implement that one on their end, to deliver their tokens into those to their NFT holders, regardless if they have trust line or not. For now, JT, for example, on the giveaway, he want to give the tokens, right? And he has to wait people to set up the trust line in order for him to be able to deliver the token. That's why one day he came to me and he said, Mel, better to just give the NFT, because NFT is easier, because now I don't have to wait people to set up the trust line first. So this is, you see, this is friction, right? So now with this new, what Zaman, the use case that Zaman just created, this is totally game changer, because right now JT just simply boom send the token, and then if they don't have trust line, he will just, the Zaman will allow him to send that as a check. And yeah, he just, and then the receiver will when they sees that on their event tab, was like, oh, I got the check, so they can decide if they want to receive it or they want to reject it. If they chose to receive it, and they will automatically receive it, right? If they choose to reject it, fine. JT doesn't have to chasing them, because it's just gonna stay on his wallet. Done.
I have a question regarding those checks and being involved myself in the honeycomb. Um, do those checks have the ability to have a timer on them? For example, if they don't accept that check within a 3-day, 5-day, 7-day period, does it expire?
Uh, it doesn't expire, but if you put the time, yes, you can. So you can set the time, because okay, for example, like me, right? Opulence marketplace. I never knew. With C had 10% allocation for all the builders that had the app on the ledger that registered and with a verified domain. So for months, I didn't know there were some weekly check that we received from Zaman, because we're utilizing Zaman on the Dev console for the Wallet Connect, right? So what happened is he didn't put those expirations, and those check like maybe like I don't know how many months, 3 months, I think. I had to approve, and so what I did was I cash it one by one, and
Yeah.
it didn't expire. So I think if you chose not to put any time limit, then it was still there. But if you and people can cash it anytime, because it's gonna stay on your event tab under requests. That will be there, those event, those cash out, that you receive any NFTs, you need this any transfer from the check transfer, then you chose you can cancel it, or you reject it, or you accept it. It's up to you. But if you don't put any expirations, I don't think it's expired, it's yours. And that's what happened to me on Opulence X Marketplace Wallet, when I wasn't aware there is a check that I need to cash from the app, from Zaman, for the builders, for the 10% allocations for the builders. And we are going to, by the way, we are going to implement that as well for the Opulent Art Society member, that any artist minting later on the Opulence X NFT marketplace, 10% will goes back to DYOR as well for the creators with utilizing this check things. So this is a good use case, by the way. I like it. I like it.
I like it too. My one of my concerns is that if I'm sending out a check from my token and it's going to a wallet that's essentially dead and it's never expiring, that's basically black holing that token.
Yeah, that that's pretty much not gonna do anything. You basically just sending your tokens to, yeah, it's like black hole your tokens without the risk of it being sold, because that's another part. I think Arthur brought this recently. There are over 600,000 wallet that on the XRP ledger currently that still hold 10 XRP reserve, and those wallet is not active anymore. So there are a lot of people, I think. This has also happened with
Every issue token that black hold before the change to 2 XRP reserve.
right. And
Basically, as XRP sitting on it.
you know what even crazier about it, so this has happened during this is when I don't know if you guys knows this, but there was a drama between me and the Helva X guys when the wallet was actually, so Tori had set up the trading wallets that using their bot back in the day, Tori Robinson. And then at that time, he thought that he deleted those wallet already because he moved the funds already totally out from that old wallet, right? And at that time, he still has those reserve, those 10 XRP reserve, which he never took it. He thought he deleted those wallet. And what happened is those wallet was recycled by Helva X team, and they took over because they have all those key without they notifying him. That's why he got all those pop-up notification that still connect with the wallet that he activated with those.
What?
So yeah,
That's
so this is
thievery.
exactly
That's
exactly that.
stealing.
Exactly. That was what happened last time with Tori Robinson. That's why I brought that up into the attention, because that's happened also. An old wallet that still had 10 XRP reserve. And when the XRP moved from 10 to 2 XRP, those people didn't know and they didn't do anything because they thought the wallet was already deleted. So
I wonder
certain
how many he
platform
blamed.
that have their key, they basically took over that one, recycling it and using it for trading on their end. And that's why all those notifications pop up on his wallet. And I was like, this is serious. This is this is a problem here. And yeah, so that's why I say there is a security in the way that you generating the wallet, and then the platform, you don't know what they do. They keep your key, all these things. That's why be careful when you generate those type of wallet into certain platform, because those people might having generate the key on your wallets and they can take over your wallet anytime.
That's 100% true.
So yeah, it was
1,000%.
lucky that those wallet was actually Tori thought it was deleted, but it wasn't because the XRP moved from 10 reserve to 2 XRP. Basically, he still have 8 XRP there that guy can take over and use that XRP to trade his token. That's crazy. But that was what happened. That's happening actually on the ledger.
And
So
that's just one of many accounts, I'm sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I brought that up before, yeah, so that's why I kind of like causing drama about that. But yeah, I'm glad that I bring this to attention so that people can be alert about that, so they are more careful in the way that how they use that tools, or the generating the wallet. So yeah, so you're right, Brian. So there are a lot of wallet that's still holding 10 XRP, and most of the tokens that already since 2021, I think there are a lot of farmers bought that probably not active anymore. They didn't realize they still have this 10 XRP reserve that they actually stay right now, that they can actually withdraw from their wallet actually.
Oh, I
So
think some people that they did, some of people that issued 150 bots and made they deployed it and they went back and they pulled back their reserve and got their XRP back. But yeah, you better believe there's probably some people still out there that have a lot of XRP, and some of those bots that never shut down their wallets.
100%, 100%. Yeah, so this CAS, the check thing is really, really good for the network, for the whole ecosystem, because this is will be easy for us to onboarding people like you, for example. You want to give, hey, I want to send you Lion token as a payment today to your assistant, for example, Tyler. So you can just simply, send it to their wallet and that's it. Regardless, she has your trust line or not, you don't even have to worry because once you accept it, she will get those chance to set up your trust line automatically.
So how would you apply a timer on that? Could you apply a timer through the Zumin app and be like, okay, give it like 3 days timer? If they don't fix
Well, I
the issue,
think
it gets sent. I don't think it gets sent back. I think it's just forever. I mean, is there really a way to set a timer? Not through the
uh
Zumin app like that?
I don't think it's through Zaman app, but you have to code it, I think, because that's something that the code itself is available right now, right? So if you can do that, I don't know if I have to check. Honestly, I am not 100% sure if that will expire, if we can set the time or not. We really have to check for that. I'm not 100% sure, but from my opinion, my personal opinion, I think you should be able to have some expirations, like just how when you set up the auction, right? There's a timer that if you chose to, if you don't, and if you don't, then it's fine.
I mean, I know you can set up a timer when you're putting in a bid for an NFT.
Right, that's what I say. That's kind of like the auction part, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, I think there should be a way. That's actually a good thing. Also, if they don't have, then we can ask them to have that one implemented as well. So there is some expirations if the wallet didn't confirm or reject on certain time of period, then the fund should be able to be back to the sender.
Yeah, because it sounds like that's going to be a gray area where a lot of funds end up getting lost and locked. But
Yeah.
if we are
Well, that
able to
happens over
implement,
time, man. Regardless, I
yeah,
mean, if you're around and your token's circulating for years, it just happens, bro. People just have wallets, they have your token, they forget about it, they just jump out of crypto, and it just naturally happens, bro. There's nothing you can do to prevent it. The longer your token stays in circulation, the more it's traded over a period of time. As long as it doesn't go dead, it's just gonna happen. There's nothing you
yep,
can do about it. Just
100%.
like some bitcoins disappear and people throw away the wallets, they lose their private keys, blah, 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 blah. All that's still going to happen.
Well, if we're able to put a self-destruct timer on this thing, I've got a great experiment I'd like to run with you, Mel.
Which is
uh, I mean, we can talk about it here on a space, which we might as well. We were talking about increasing trust lines, right? And
uh-huh.
who mentioned how many wallets are out there on the XRPL right now?
Well, Arthur from XP Market.
And what was that number?
What do you mean? What's the number? I think over 500,000 wallet.
Okay, what if we dust over 500,000 wallets?
Oh, good luck with that. Then someone will flag you. For 4,000 trust line, it takes our operators to monitor between 12 to 16 hours just for
Okay,
4,000
so
trust line. Now
what if
imagine
we?
those 500,000. Oh, good luck with that.
Oh, well, I mean, let's play with them. Okay, let's see what their capabilities are.
I'm not waiting for that one. You do it. I'm not monitoring those transactions, those script running. Nope, I'm not doing that. And then
Okay,
and then the
no.
wallet got pop up flagged by Zaman or whatever or all the
What
validators
if we could pump?
spamming.
What if we could pump like maybe 50 or 100 a day?
That's actually considered as spamming, to be honest. Those kind of
Okay,
practices is not helping because the thing is that taking memo, right? I mean, they with those type of spam, that's why Zaman is very aggressive flagging those certain dusting transactions if they are not registered or they are not really give them upfronts or advance notice, because that taking memory on their disk, especially those that running full history nodes. So this is not helping. Although yeah,
yeah.
I think some people are gonna do that, but
Yeah, some people are gonna abuse this. I mean, you can't
yeah, yeah,
can't
That's my
not.
point.
They're
That's
gonna
my
abuse
point
this.
there. And because I get like 0.000.1 transactions for join this scam network type deals. So I could see this being used as a way maleficent, or I will say that will be harmful to the community and to the nodes as well, slowing down everything and causing distrust. Because I always see a yin and a yang to every situation, or at least I try to.
100%. Yeah, yeah, of course. There are always good things always come with the bad things. That's why
Mm-hmm.
what we highlight is the bad things first. That's why every good news, there is always a bad news as well. So yeah, which one that you want to hear first, the bad news or the good news?
I would like the ugly truth and a beautiful lie.
So there's always two side of the every aspects, right? So yeah, that's true. Yeah, like in the good side, the good news is it's open up the new use case and less frictions for the new onboarding the masses to the XRPL. But on the downside, people can use that to spam to get the number of trust line of their tokens, maybe a lot, by sending their tokens to all this an active wallet, right? But again, here's the thing. If they if you do this, if they don't accept your token, they're not holding your token because your
Yep.
token was sent as check.
Yep.
They have to accept that before the trust line is created.
Yep.
When they press, so it means that I don't think that's an issue, to be honest, because the other party has to accept those transactions in order for your trust line to be created, which means they're not going to be your holders without they accepting those transactions, those check. So it just will wasting the time for you to do that, honestly.
If there was a script involved, obviously it would be a whole lot easier and faster, of course. As well with I'm pretty no, you probably couldn't push batch transactions there and there with multiple addresses. Um, but yeah, just an idea that came across my head as far as increasing trust lines and how it could be done and what could possibly be done and how to utilize the tools that they've given us.
I'm not sure, but I thought I saw something on that feed that was about no trust lines, that there will be an adjustment of the point 0.2 XRP, and the point 0.2 is going to change to something, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure on that feed I did see something. Somebody asked that question, and then a comment was left back.
I'll have to go back and look, but it's worth a look.
Yeah, it definitely is. And if it's going to change the reserve on the order book for open orders on the order book, I'm interested in that. Like
So
those are.
don't okay. So when you send those type of check, don't forget you also your point two XRP reserve. It will cost you point two XRP reserve. So unless the other party accepted that, then your reserve will not be back to you. So just so you know, so either the other party has to accept that, or you cancel it on your end. Then those reserve will still holding to that check, if that makes sense. So that also will cost you 0.2, I mean, 0.2 XRP.
It won't cost you any reserve if it's sitting as fixed on your wallet until
Oh,
you
yeah,
fix it.
that's what I say.
But
If and it means someone has to accept that. So this is just like when you transfer the NFT. So this is why on the marketplace, for example, you bought you bought a NFT at 2 XRP price. you in your wallet have to hold at least 2 XRP, 0.2 XRP for the reserve of the NFT to hold that NFTs, and then the cost of the broker fee from the marketplace that charge. So that's how you calculate the cost. That has to be, that's your liability right there. I mean, that's your part of it that you have to prepare. So in the event you send a check to someone, when you send it, it will take your zero point 0.2 XRP reserve. When the other party accept it and they created the trust line by accepting the tokens and automatically create the trust line and they accepted that, your 0.2 XRP back to you.
Yes.
But if they never accept that, those 0.2 XRP still gonna be taken from you unless you cancel it on your end. Then it will be back to you. Make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what is happening. So still there is. So if we want to send 500,000 wallet, I wish you luck.
Well, let's do some math real quick. Let's see. Divided by 5. What is that? 100,000 XRP?
Better just put that on the liquidity pool. Boom, you know. So
Yep. Might as well just put it back in the liquidity pool.
it's true though. It benefits in a certain ways if we do it properly, but I don't think that's a good thing. So you don't want to just sending your tokens to unknown, you know.
Yeah, of course not.
And just in the interest of brevity, I think we'll probably close this space up in about 15 or so minutes. I still have to do 2 more giveaways, but this has been a good, discussion that I kind of want to keep concise and not let it ramble on and stuff in case anybody wants to find this information later on. If that makes sense.
Yep.
So yeah, let me go ahead and get these last 2 giveaways out that I'm doing. It's basically just more bundles, and if needed, I can do another roll for anything else. But yeah, let's do this draw again. So
Hold
re-upload.
on, how many people we got in here real quick, actually, before you start up your draw? I know you
It
get in a
looks like
hurry to
about
get stuff
50 or
away.
49.
Uh, JT's the master of giving stuff away. All right,
Uh,
everybody, before he rolls, the rules are you have to like and share the space. We also enjoy it if you tag 3 people and follow the person next to you and above you. Those are the rules
yep.
to enter into the free giveaway of the bundles that Jay or Gray is about to let us know what it is. What are we giving away, actually, man?
So I've just given away some stuff from my personal collections and stuff. So I'm giving away one of each of these collections, one of the Quantum Anunnaki membership cards, one of the Pirate Collective NFTs, one of the DJ Androids Reborn collection, and one of the Hustler Evolved. So it's 4 NFT
what
little
about
bundle.
the 30,000 opulence for 10, JD? You need
Yeah, we can
to,
do that too.
yeah.
So after I do these 2 giveaways and rolls, I'll give away 30,000 opulence tokens to 10 people.
Oh wow, that's huge.
It's a bag, brother. It's a bag.
Oh man. Okay, guys, remember, like, share, retweet to space, tag people. We're about to do a huge giveaway. It's probably gonna be everybody in here is gonna win something.
I hope so. But yeah, anyways, let me give away this first bundle real quick. And so it's rolling now, and the winner is bum ba bum Adano. 14 Adano. That's my brother right there. He's very supportive of
Yeah.
the streams and stuff. So shout out to Adano. You just won this NFT collection.
Oh, wait. He didn't share the space. I'm just kidding, man. Go ahead.
Yes, so congrats Adano. I got the tweet already written up and stuff over here. You just won these 4 NFTs. So congratulations. I'll send those out after the space. And I have one more to do. Another bundle of 4.
What's
And
in
it's
this
rolling
bundle?
now. Sorry.
What's in the bundle, man?
It's they're all the same. This one
Okay.
goes to XR Tokyo all. So congratulations to Tokyo. You just won an NFT bundle from me. Just let me know your wallet address and we'll get that out. Oh, it's not there. Oh no, don't tell me I lost it. I might have lost the tweet I had already had drafted up, which is fine. I'll
Oh,
just,
no worries, man. No worries. You good? Take your time. Take your time.
yep, so cover for me for about a few minutes.
Oh, you good? We can do that.
Maybe do a little recap or something, because I do want to end the space in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, let's
Just
recap
because,
again. Why
yeah.
not? During this space, guys, what we discussed was impermanent loss. Impermanent loss is when you exit a liquidity pool. If the price goes down both sides of the token, you're going to suffer. And the only time that you do suffer is when you exit the pool. And that's the definition of impermanent loss, when you leave the liquidity pool. That's the only time it happens. If you leave your funds inside the liquidity pool and you still believe in the project, that can even out over time due to trading fees because they stack up. So your investment over time could recuperate due to trading fees. Then you would not suffer impermanent loss, or you might suffer less. Next thing we discovered or discussed was liquidity pools, as we often do, and how important they are to projects and controlling the project and the charts as well. We also discussed linking pools together, native token to native token, and the risks and benefits involved in that. One of the other major topics of this space was arbitrage trading inside of these liquidity pools and how that can affect a project, mostly in a negative side, but it can be fought and used as a positive. If you want to use it as a positive, you need to remember that there's a lot of risk involved and it does take a lot of skill. So be prepared for that. And then at the very end, we discussed the new feature that was brought to us by Zyman Wallet, allowing us to send token to people without them having to set up a trust line beforehand, which is going to come in great benefit here in a couple minutes when JT finishes up his post, because everybody that won a set of opulence token here when he does his next draw, he'll be able to go ahead and send it to you. He will not have to wait for you to set up a trust line.
But
You
I will
can
have to
do
wait
that
for you to
whenever
send
you,
me your wallet address. That's another thing.
yeah, but that's less friction, you know. Actually, that's another thing. We just said it in the last base too. If you win something tonight and you get tagged, don't wait. Just drop your wallet address in the post that he tags you in. Make it easy on this guy. He does a lot of work. It takes a lot of time for him to reach out to you and wait for you to respond and hope you do and track you down. Nah, you're in the space. You want something. Drop your wallet address down in there so he can just go ahead and send it. I think he has like 12 NFTs to send out today,
16.
10 opulence tokens, bunch of stuff, man. This guy's busy. Make it easy on him. Drop your wallet address for him if you win. He's going to tag you in a post. You'll see it.
Yep, and I'm almost done. I already had like 4 pictures like saved and ready to go. Oh wait, it's right here. I'm looking at it in front of my face. So that's perfect. I can just delete what I just worked on again because I just missed what tab it was on. But it's good because I prefer it this way. Anyways,
Oh, you good.
let me do this last winner. Oh wait, we already got that guy. It was this guy. It was Miss XR Tokyo All. So that was the winner of this little bundle giveaway I'm doing. So congratulations to XR Tokyo All. And I'm going to be giving away, or Mel is going to be giving away 10x 30k opulence tokens. So we can go ahead and try to roll that out now, if that sounds good to you guys.
Yeah, go ahead and roll it out.
Okay. So if there is any duplicate winners, I am going to have to redraw it so that way, in the interest of fairness, so that way everybody can win something. Um, yeah, so I might have to draw more than once, but that's the reason why. Okay, so I got my tweet link in here, and like Tyler was saying, all you need to do is like and share this post with the space, and that gets you entered in to get the win away. Sorry, gets you entered in to win a giveaway. That's a mouthful. So I'm about to do the drawing of 10 people, And if you're one of these 10 people, you just won 30,000 Hyperlens tokens. So okay, Wambara, Bartolome, Tsunami, which is my other page. I'm not going to accept that. I'll re-roll it. XRPL GigaChat, a real idea. XRP label, Javachini, SM Hangdadan, XRP Bagwa, and Kano Millennial. So congratulations, you just all won some tokens.
Congratulations, 9 people just won 30,000 opulence token. Now, guys, there's another thing I wanted to reflect on too as well that we spoke about earlier, and that was the opulence farming pool. Mel mentioned beforehand that less friction is better. So instead of you guys having to claim every day inside of that farming pool, it's going to go ahead and be auto dropped to you guys. I'm excited about that. So what I would recommend, and this is what I do on every space, if I personally win, I go over to the opulence farming pool and I double side whatever token I won into that pool so I can compound my rewards. It's basically free money on top of free money that I can sit back, relax, forget about over time, and just let it build. And that's just for hanging out here. Who's that last winner there?
The last one was Ray Calm. So congratulations to Ray Calm.
And once again, guys, he's going to make a post. He's going to tag you all in that post. If you could drop your wallet address in the post to make it easier for him to be able to drop you the token and check you off the list. That way everything's fair, correct, concise. Everybody gets what they won. And he doesn't have to track people down and take his time from doing other things in his real life to get you your free stuff.
Yeah, it's funny because like the past like 5 or so spaces we've been giving out a good bit, and it's taking me like an hour at least just to like sit there and swipe and send out NFTs and make sure I have all the trust lines set and have all everybody's wallets. So it's not all sunshine and rainbows.
At least on your end, you don't even get to win anything.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even get to win on them. I'm just like, yep, here you go, here you go. What's your thing again? Okay, here you go. It's just fun.
You say it, sunshine and rainbow. For me, it's rainbow and cupcake.
Old JT's sitting over there like Santa Claus, and he's not getting any gifts.
Nah, it's fine. It's for the love of the game. It's for the culture.
That's right. It's for the culture and for the community, guys. Actually, I don't know any other spaces that give out as much as Opulence and Mel and the projects
I don't
involved.
think so either. Now that you mention it, just relatively, I don't think there's a whole lot of people giving out consistently.
Like, nah, not in the scale that's going on here.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, and not just like basic NFTs either, or worthless NFTs. These are NFTs that have value, and they have utility and rewards, and I mean, who knows what they'll bring in the future as well. In this community, I mean, I'm looking down at the crowd and I'm seeing a lot of opulence people down there. I'm seeing a lot of expector people down there. BPUG, big shout out. NFT yard sales, a new project that's coming on, guys. If you like betting on football, they have created a scorecard kind of sheet to where you can get checked off. I'm not exactly 100% sure how it works, but make sure you go and check out their page. I'm sure it's displayed over there exactly how it works. They've got an NFT collection, so if your card gets hit, you get paid out for that week. They explained it to me in detail, but man, I'm just not at the moment to remember it because it's like 5 o'clock in the morning for me. BPUG down there, he makes a lot of customized yachts at the moment for anybody that wants to get inside of Expector. Beautiful artwork, beautiful craftsmanship, beautiful architecture, and customized to your project or product. So big shout out to BPUG.
He also Tyler, he also have this BPUG and Friends, by the way, and from my understanding, And from my understanding, he's gonna switch that also as dynamic NFT. You want to bring up Bebop a little bit? 5 minutes while JD finish
Yep.
up with the stuff.
I'm pretty much
Yep.
finished, by the
Yep.
way.
Yep.
You finish?
Yeah, I'm pretty much finished. The only thing I need now is just wallet addresses from those people
You
that
know,
won.
Bebop is very a humble person. He, you know, but he's a very genius. He's very smart, and then I think he needs more. People need to know more him and what he's doing on the space. We need to highlighting and put him on the spotlight. So can we invite him to talk, or can
Yeah,
he talk right now though?
I invited him to talk, but it's maybe a bad time from him.
Yeah, maybe he's at work.
That's
Yeah,
all
so
right.
he's been
I
listening
say
to
I
like the
know a
whole
lot
thing.
about the B Pug and Friends and what's going on over there. I'm happy to speak for him.
Yes,
Um,
please.
B Pug is creating an AI companion for the metaverse. Basically, it can be Phoenix, a dog, a monkey, one of those B Pug actual pugs, or several other animals. So he has a collection right now. JT, if you can drop that in the comments for me.
What are we looking?
And
What are we
what this
looking for again? Sorry,
collection,
I was reading.
his core collection,
Oh yeah, what about it?
the core. If you can drop the collection in
Yeah.
the chats. So guys, these cores on Cafe, what they are, they come in 4 or 5 different tiers, and you burn them to increase your tier levels. And each tier level has a different companion. And there's also a mystery tier level at the very top called a blood cord or blood tide, if I'm not mistaken. And this companion has mythical creatures in it. And those will be your AI companions throughout the metaverse. So what he has is this collection, and it was released before dynamic NFTs were released. So if he's going to go dynamic with his collection, that makes me super bullish because he's a developer, he's a coder, he's a builder, he's a full package. He knows exactly what he's doing and how he's doing it and when he's going to do it. He's building inside of Xpector and he's helping to expand that ecosystem. And he has been around for a while and he is not going anywhere. He is dedicated. And I invest in people, not only projects. And he's got vision. And I'm super excited with what he's going to do with that collection. I mean, AI companions. We all play video games or have at some point. You know, you get a companion as you're walking through a video game that helps you carry gear, helps you with quests. I'm excited to see what we can do and he's going to do to implement this into Metaverse and possibly any other game that's run on Unreal Engine because it can be transferred over to anything. And if you have that NFT, it's not limited only to Expector, guys. That's the big thing about it. And that goes for my housing collection too. That goes for a lot of things. A lot of these 3D digital assets, they are not limited to the metaverse. You can take them other places and use them in other things.
That's what I really like about this dynamic NFT because this is gonna pushing more also towards those projects that relate to the gamifications, right? This is gonna be really a good tools for leveraging. I mean, you know, fostering the growth of their brand like Beepugs, Lions, Quantums with his kiosks, and you know, I'm very excited and bullish with this dynamic NFT and what it could help boosting the existence and the visibility to the builders um, with the on their brand and on their product because right now many people have no clue yeah what this what that like for BPOX for example you're talking about this BPOC friends and companions right um, for us who understand this concept are very attractive right but like what his frustration is many people doesn't even read many people doesn't even wanting to read or have enough time to digging dive into it what is this NFT is all about. They rather chase all the, you know, the NFT with the hypes or anything, but they have no idea that what he created is something really great. So that's why with this dynamic NFT that he gonna switch into it, I think this is hopefully will bring more easy for people to understand the use case and what it's being used for, and and can pick up the sales that he wanted to achieve, because it's a good idea actually, like what you just mentioned. And imagine if that's on the dynamic side, right? It's make it easier for people or users to understand, the story behind it.
Not only that, he'll be able. It's less friction for one. People will not have to send in their NFTs to burn them. They can be done in wallet from him. Two, it gives him the option to upgrade these AI pets or followers into different versions of themselves, similar like Pokemon to evolve. So the use cases are exponential. I'm right there with BPug and what he's creating with the cores. Yeah.
Love it.
And
Yep,
actually
yep.
Love it.
any other project that's getting involved with dynamic NFTs as well, because I mean, we're just now in the forefront of it. We're in the pioneering stage. I want to see what people create. That's going to be the most exciting part. I'm going dynamic too, guys, just for your information as well. The Lions are going to be doing dynamic NFTs also. We see the use cases. We see the future of it.
What
All
up?
right, JD. Oh,
We got Colton coming in from a windstorm.
woohoo!
How y'all doing?
Hey, what's up, Colton? We just had a little bit of a 3-hour space. How are you, brother?
Man, I joined in a little bit earlier, but I had we're doing like a flash NFT launch for tomorrow, so I had to get all the posts out.
Okay, is that what I've been seeing? You got some alpha for us then, is what I'm hearing.
I need to hear it.
I just came in to talk to you guys. That's it. But I will spread the
You said
alpha.
a flash NFT launch. I want to know what ATM has got going on over there.
Well, I mean, it's still gonna be. There's still gonna be a lot of mystery to what we're launching. But we got these 3D coins that are coming out by MK. They're going to be 25 XRP a piece. There's only going to be 500 of them, so it'll be 100 of each style of the coins. And then later on, we're going to have a way to airdrop the laser engraving files to everyone who buys one. I'm not like Dirk. I can't really tiptoe around it. Or I can't tiptoe around the really juicy stuff and talk about it and leave everything up to the. I don't know how to do that. So all I can tell you is that in the future, it's going to release some things that are going to be pretty badass for the buyers.
Okay. I'm excited for that. Anything the ATM building is going to leave me with all the money, so
It's gonna what?
it's going to give me all the money, right?
This one's probably not going to airdrop you money.
I mean,
but it will airdrop you something else that's probably worth more than what the coin is going to be worth.
Ooh. Interesting. Something that is worth more than all the money, people. That's what he just said.
No, worth more than 25 XRP.
I heard all the money.
And
I don't know. 25 XRP worth of ATM right now might be worth a shit ton later.
Don't you make me bring Ching Chong in here.
Dude, that guy is so freaking hilarious. Did you see my comment? My reply to him this morning? He waved after I said good morning from the ATM account. He said, no, I told him, I was like, well, it's good to see that you didn't bukkake yourself this morning. Because last night he said something like, oh, I bring good shame. I'm going to seppuku myself, which I found out was suicide.
Yep, yeah. The Japanese.
And then I knew what the word was that I was saying to him. And then the way he responded was hilarious.
I'm loving that guy right now. He's bringing so much humor to the community.
Hey, someone needs to ask Dragon if it's him because he made a post or a comment on someone's thing and he was like talking like that guy, and I was like, wait a second, is he like forgetting that he's posting from his account?
No, I've been talking like that guy too. You know, Ching bring great honor to XRP. Ching master of his world.
What his name is Ching Chong.
It's Ching Chong, but you know we call him Ching. His inner circle, you know, the people he likes, not ATM. Call him Ching.
Say not ATM.
Oh
I
boy.
thought he was just joking. Now I'm starting to feel like maybe he really does think we're like ass to mouth.
I'm glad I could put that fear, uncertainty, and doubt into your head.
Well, not on ATM. It's like the fear, uncertainty, and doubt is in Ching Chong. I was gonna reach out to him and be like, "Hey, bro, I'm gonna make you an ATM machine, and then you're gonna push a button. It's gonna go Ching Chong, and it's gonna put out some money."
He's going to put a conical hat on it and turn it into an NFT. He's a great artist now. You
Yeah.
can't mess with Ching Chong. Ching Chong be president 2028.
Anyways, yeah. I think we're about to roll down on this space, Colton. We've been going for like 3 hours, and I was just gonna ask for some closing comments.
Yeah, hey.
Closing
Hey,
comment for
what's up,
me.
Digi?
Yeah, Digi had his hand up.
But yeah, hi guys. I just didn't want to jump in like that because first of all, thank you for hosting the space. Like you said, Tyler, like you said, JTML. The information which is being shared is so valuable to everybody who wants to do the right thing for their project. You know, like you're all saying, is it's good to master the AMM. It's good to master the DEX knowledge. It's also good to master the LP and the supply control. And that way, you're doing things and you're building for a long future, which is what I'm trying to do, and that's why I've aligned myself with Opulence for the Spy project, and we've just recently activated the airdrops, which is fantastic for me. It's like a milestone, a feather in my cap. But it just shows me how much I do not know, which I'm so eager to learn. And I think that the fact of wanting to learn from wise individuals like yourself who have a wealth of knowledge via your experiences, it cannot be underestimated, the kind of knowledge that you're sharing with everyone. And for one, I'm very, very grateful in that sense. And I would love to talk more to anybody else. I'll reach out to you, Tyler, regarding the dynamic NFTs for something which I'm thinking about doing as well. I have to say a big shout out to Great JT. I have to say a big shout out to Mel for your guidance, Tyler for your wisdom and then your guidance as well, and everybody else who is in this space as a project leader or a project team member. I look around the XRP and I look at how you guys are managing your projects. For the most part, it's being done in such a way which is exemplary without you knowing, and you're just doing the day to day. But then for those of us who want to be of that same level, we're looking at how you do things, putting the questions to the right, getting the right answers, and it helps us to structure our own path. So yeah, man, thanks so much for you guys for being who you are, and a big shout out to Ching Chong because this guy is coming out with some humor. He's bringing the fun back to the XRPL, and whoever he is, I tell you what, it was a much needed intervention. And I mean, I can brag a little bit because I've got a personalized one of one spy NFT, which it drew for me this morning. So I'm really proud of that one too.
What? What?
Yeah,
How'd you get
man.
a 101? I saw that, dude. I was jealous. You even
Yeah, that
signed
was
it too.
fire.
That's gonna be worth a lot of money.
Ching Chong for president, bro. Yeah, great JT. Thank you for the mic space. I appreciate it. I
Yeah, of
relinquish the
course.
mic now. Thank
And
you.
I appreciate your support, man, and glad you're finding some value in it.
Yeah.
Wait, does Ching Chong have a product?
No, he doesn't have his own NFT collection. He just created a wallet like 2 days ago,
But
and
you know
he's
what he
looking.
said? He said that he's got the idea right now after making the spy NFT that he thinks that he's gonna have to make a whole collection of spies.
Ninja spies. I love it.
Yeah, exactly. Taking my idea.
with American flags. Oh man, yeah, he's hilarious. I'm really happy he came around. I've been having a lot of fun with him. I go over there and I tag projects and I ask him what he thinks. I tagged Expector recently and he was like, sure. He put a conical hat on Expector logo and was like, if I get 10 likes, then Expector change profile picture to this for 24 hours or something.
Did you see the one we did for Gay Bears?
Yeah, I saw that one too. It was hilarious.
That was too funny, man.
Well, fellas, let's try to wrap this up here shortly. I know we have Adrian up here. I don't know if you wanted to say anything, Adrian.
No, I'm just listening, bro.
Okay,
In
just
case
making
someone had
sure.
a question.
Yep,
Yeah.
sounds good. Then I think that's pretty much it, other than Mel and Colton. And Tyler, if you want to give us a closing word as well. We'll just go ahead and start wrapping this up, is all. So Colton, I know you joined in kind of late here, but you know, come back to this episode. We talked about a bunch about like you know, AM cross project AMMs and how they can affect the charts and stuff, and how they commingle and all that. What's up, Tyler? Oh, you just yeah, go ahead.
Closing words, closing remarks. I would like to thank everybody that showed up and listened. I would like to congratulate all the winners. I'd like to remind everybody to go to Opulence and set a trust line for everything over there. Well, might not even be necessary anymore. Um, I would like to thank all the speakers for taking the time out of their day to, educate the public and have these much needed conversations. And pass the mic on to someone else.
I appreciate you, Tyler. And Mel, you want to say anything else? Colton, go ahead.
I mean, you called on Mel and she was ready to speak. She can go for it.
Okay, well, go ahead, Mel.
From me, simple, like knowledge is power. So if you have tokens, if you're a token project and you're a CEO or founder or project leaders, pay attention to what matters, like what DG said, you know, it's not wrong to ask questions from those that understand, because from other people experience and other people knowledge, that's how you equip yourself and to be ready to facing what is happening on the market, especially those that already exist before your project or your token. Nothing wrong with sharing and building your support system. Just like human, as a social person, we cannot stand alone. Project is the same thing. You need a support system where you can ask questions, where you can share and brainstorm strategy, understanding certain things yet you don't understand, elevate your brand, to elevate your project for the for the better developments and involvement into your ecosystem itself. So surround yourself with the people that supporting you and give value to what you're building, and always learn. Even every day, I'm still learning until today. um, I never stop learning. I always curious about certain things, and I'll find the answer to it. And that's why I always that's why probably I grow faster than others, more quicker than others, because I just don't stop learning until today. I don't put myself as like I know everything. No, because I don't. So I still learning and evolving in the way that I implement with Opulence X also. I still evolve, and our product and services also still evolving. So there is some issue here and there, and that's why I appreciate feedback or constructive opinions. That's what built us better. Yeah, I think that's kind of like my closing. And liquidity is the survival of your token, if you have tokens. So pay attention to that. Don't overlook that one. Understanding how the system work, that's also how you can strategizing what fit into your ecosystem for the better, uh, um, for the better value of what you're trying to create and building in this space.
Yeah, exactly, and it's important to share the knowledge, so that that way people can learn from our mistakes that have already made these mistakes, so that way people come in and they feel comfortable because there's no point in them coming over here to lose money. So why would you want them to do that? So, and Colton, you got anything for us when we roll this out?
Love you guys.
That's it.
I don't. Look out for the launch tomorrow of the NFT collection. I've been telling everybody it was 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, something like that. It's probably wrong. We're probably going to end up launching it a little bit earlier. Uh, yeah, just keep your eyes open. We'll definitely let everybody know.
Sounds good. Yeah, we'll make sure to spread that news around. And just as quick closing thoughts, thank you to everybody that makes this podcast so successful. You know, the people that come back week after week and, hop on the panel and speak with me. It's nice to have a nice group of voices that I can depend on. And you all do great to represent yourself. And also, everybody in the crowd, thanks for joining in today and just getting, to talk about these risks and stuff that are associated with what we do. So it's important to know about them, and you just can't just ignore them because you need to have knowledge of how things affect what. So, anyways, I'm sorry I was saying it was Saturday earlier, but it's Thursday, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend or the rest of your week, and have a good running into the weekend. So, if you need anything, just reach out to me, and I hope everybody, like I said, just has a great time, whatever you're doing. If it's morning, afternoon, night, doesn't matter. We're all just having a good time. So, I think Sunday, as far as I'm aware, Mel, about the next space for opulence, but maybe
Yeah,
later.
we today we will have maybe in the next couple hours we will decide
Okay,
after we do more testing on the back end.
so keep your eyes open. We might be scheduling a space for opulence this weekend, but not certain yet.
Yeah, because sometimes when the things with testing, development, deploying stuff, things could changing on the background. It's beyond your expectations. Because we want to make sure that everything ready, everything in place. Testing is very important with the new development that we are trying to wanting to deploy for the public. So yeah, I will know in the next couple hours. If it is, then we will, of course, we make an official announcement for Sunday. That's for sure.
Sounds good. So everybody keep your eyes open on that. And yep, like I said, thanks for tuning in, everybody. And let's just go ahead and start shutting this thing down. And good night, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.